Hello Friday. I've been waiting for you for a long time. You just saved me when my life came tumbling down. And I know you're gonna leave me. Hello Friday. I've been waiting for you for a long time.
Yes, sir. Here it is. It is a nice little Friday here on, I guess what we now are calling it, a acre-free zone. Yes, he is off, but not for vacation, air quotation marks.
For an outdoor wedding.
Outdoor wedding. You know he's going to be cooking.
That's
Yes, he
a
is.
lot
It's gonna
worse
be
than
in
vacation.
Nashville. Ooh, it's going to be tough. DJ Williams here. We got Pigskin, who you're just hearing from right now. We got the Wizard in the house as well, repping his new Oklahoma City Thunder championship hat. Things look fresh right off the press.
That is new.
We got to, it's going to be one of those wide open shows, at least in the 10 o'clock hour. So if you have anything you got to get off your chest, you want to talk about, this would be the hour.
Now's the time
to do it. 661-1037 is the number. Hit us up on our D3 Auto Sales text line or hit us up on our live fan feedback. Pigskin, they're having a little strawberries and cream this morning over there at Wimbledon. Make sure I say that right. Wimbledon.
It's
No
getting
T in
real,
there.
DJ. This is the men's semifinals, and history is going to be made one way or the other.
You've been keeping, obviously, yes.
Of
you've been keeping
course.
up. What's been the highlight so far for you?
To see a man that's 142 years old get to the semifinals is pretty impressive. He's an old dude playing against young dudes, and I'm rooting for him. I don't think he can get through Sinner and Alcaraz in successive matches.
You told me Alcaraz may be the best ever to play tennis.
There is no escape from Alcaraz.
It is inevitable.
He's a bad little man.
He's that good.
He
huh?
is. He's a freak.
What do you think about Sinner? The match that he played where he was down, was it 2 sets?
I'm thinking he was dead in the water is what I'm
Wow.
thinking. His opponent, Dimitrov, gets hurt, and he's up 2 sets to 0 and 2-2 in the third, and he quit. He just couldn't go anymore. He messed up something in his chest or shoulder or something. And, yeah.
Does that happen often?
Not much. Man, if I could crawl out there, I'd be finishing that match. I'm like, all you got to do is find a way to win 4 more games. I'm serving underhand if I got
I
to.
say, yeah. I mean, stick.
I'm
straight
doing something. I mean,
especially if it's just the serve that's getting you.
yeah, that was what he was having problems with. But man, he was beating his head in.
Yeah,
and I guarantee you, Djokovic was hoping that he would win because Djokovic would kill that guy.
Do you think there's a player right now good enough to, on the defensive side of things and the return side of things, to sacrifice having a good serve? Like, let's just say, entertain me if we will.
All right.
If they were to lay it up in a serve because they were dealing with an injury, are they good enough in other areas to
Probably
win at that level?
Oh, yeah, he could find a way to win some points. I mean, look, you watch the women. Most of the time, the women, when they serve, it's just to start the point. They're not gaining some huge advantage.
Okay.
But you got Taylor Fritz today going against Alcaraz. He's going to look to win this match on his serve. Now, what that's going to mean, he's going to have to hold all the time, and he's going to have to figure out a way to break that kid or get him into a tie break and win it that way. So, yeah, there are other ways besides the serve that you can find a way to close a match out.
But Djokovic is also one of the best returners.
He's probably the best defensive tennis player in history.
Wow.
He really is. He's a freak.
Just goes until you make a mistake.
My buddy that I played tennis with in college, he said, "How can you root for him?" He said, "He's so boring. He's Eddie Dibbs with RoboCop's body."
And that's kind of
he is. He's not the most exciting.
Floyd Mayweather-ish.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. That's a great comparison.
He's a technician.
Mayweather just wears you down.
Yeah.
Wears you down. Doesn't make.
He's
any
not going to beat
mistakes.
himself.
That's
No.
right.
He got to a point in his career where he was like, I don't have to do that anymore.
And he didn't until he got 38 years old. Now there's 2 young guys that can beat him.
Yeah.
And it's hard. You're giving up 16 years. That's
Yeah.
So
What's
it'd be like you going right now and going back into 2-a-days. That'd be what it'd be like.
It's impossible for me right now with what I'm
Well,
doing.
yeah, but
all right,
you
give,
could
give me
yeah. There's
like
a reason
actually-
40-year-olds don't play football or
Give-
tennis.
Give me 8 months of strict diet, training, getting back to that type of training.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I could maybe make it through a 2-a-day, but I wouldn't do very well.
That's it. When you listen, time is undefeated.
Yeah.
Okay, time wins.
Yeah.
Sooner or later
I
for
couldn't
all
imagine.
of us.
If you put me out there right now, there's a high chance could lose my life just from simple exhaustion. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you'd be over there laying down, taking a nap, drinking some Gatorade. You'd be okay for an old dude. You're still good.
A can of corn, I'll be fine.
That's
all
right.
I would need. What is the typical prime span for an elite tennis player? How long can they be in their prime?
Well, think about this. Borg and McEnroe are two of the legends of the game. Neither of them won a major after the age of 25.
Wow.
They're done.
It is kind of wild because modern sports has kind of prolonged people's careers, and Federer, Nadal,
Tom Brady,
Djokovic have all went until nearly 40.
They did.
And they were competitive almost the entire way.
That's
Serena went till almost 40.
Before, it was almost unheard of. When Jimmy Connors made that historic run to the U.S. Open semis, he was like 38, and they're like, how can this old man, Methuselah, show up and do it? Before that, the only guy that really made a dent in majors was Ken Rosewall. Ken Rosewall was good into his early 40s. He was just a human backboard, and he stayed in great, like Gary Player, stayed in great shape, but he didn't have enough weapons to shoot those guys down.
What is it about tennis? Because we just sat here and we talked about two guys playing right now that are arguably, one you say the best defensive guy of all time, Alcaraz, who's going to be in the conversation, if not already.
Alcaraz, if he doesn't get hurt or bored or marry the wrong woman, he will probably break most every record in tennis.
I would say right now, well, I mean, we witnessed the top three players of all time play. It was Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, and I would say Djokovic is the GOAT right now as we stand today.
He has a winning record head-to-head against Nadal and Federer. He has more majors than both of them. I mean, you got to consider that.
So
you do. Now, here's the other thing. I'm going to throw a wrench at you young kids. If Rod Laver,
right? Yeah,
I mean, you're talking eras.
He played before Open era and everything.
Before that, but Laver was just he was a wrecking crew. He really was.
When it comes to like abilities, because I think these tennis players are just hitting the ball harder. They're faster. The endurance is insane.
Mm-hmm.
At what point do you think it'll hit that plateau where you stop seeing like the greatest? Because football, we can talk about this athletes. We've seen a Bo Jackson. We've seen a Walter Payton. We've seen a Barry Sanders. We've seen a Deion Sanders. They've been around for a while. Those type of athletes. Same thing in basketball. We've seen a Michael Jordan. We've seen a Wilt Chamberlain. But as far as like these guys, it's just like it's just a new level of the top. When will it finally hit its top?
I think it pretty much has. I don't know that you can get much bigger, much quicker, much faster. I mean, you got guys that are just huge, that are just throwing in major. I mean, they're serving 150.
155.
There's almost limits to physics that you cannot serve. Nobody's going to hit a 200-mile-an-hour serve.
Yeah.
It's like baseball. Everybody's throwing 100 now.
Yeah.
You notice nobody's throwing 120.
No.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're almost up. It's just like the mile, and we just keep whittling away. It was unheard of that anyone would run a mile in 4 minutes. Until Roger Bannister did it. And now you got guys going, 3:49 or something. But shaving a second off of that is
almost
just
impossible.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And I think that there are limits to this, but the tennis players today, like everybody else in every sport, they're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger. They're not necessarily more skilled, but my goodness, if
the athleticism outweighs.
But if you sent Connors or McEnroe out there at their peak against these guys, they get killed.
Yeah.
I mean, they would make it competitive for a while, but they would just get worn down by the sheer strength of these fellas. So,
I never thought I'd sit here and be locked
Talking
into
about tennis
like this. That's really cool.
It's the only thing going on.
Listen,
right now.
it was Justin was complaining about this yesterday. I know this isn't good radio, but you could tell that boy was locked into that match.
He couldn't focus.
This is fascinating at this time of year. This is the biggest tennis tournament of the season, of the whole
They said this is the Masters of
It is the Masters of
the Super Bowl, the finals,
yes, all
Game
of those,
7.
all of those things are true. If you ask almost anybody that plays tennis, you can win one tournament pick at Wimbledon. I mean, and even Americans are saying that. They wouldn't pick the U.S. Open, that most of them would pick Wimbledon. It's that big.
Who's the last player to win the Golden Slam?
Steffi Graf.
Steffi,
for
Do
the
you see
women.
that happening nowadays?
Could. Listen, it would have happened a few years ago during the COVID stuff if Djokovic had not been banned.
Okay.
He was on a roll at that time, and he was still early 30s, and Australia wouldn't let him in. The United States wouldn't let him. He didn't have the vaccination, and they were.
I remember that.
And that probably cost him 2 or 3 majors.
Wow.
I think he could have done it.
Like I said, today's going to be a big day. If you have any questions to hang out with us here on The Zone, go ahead and call us up. Once again, later, the 11 o'clock hour, we're going to have Tom Murphy. He's going to join us at 11:10. And Zach Gillum's going to let us know what Oaklawn is saying about Wimbledon and whatever other sports going on. That's one thing. You don't think sports are going on, hop on that Oaklawn up right now.
NBA
You'll see
Summer
all
League.
Types.
I
You can
would
bet on
think-
the Summer League?
Yes, you can.
Ooh.
I don't know if you can at Oaklawn.
I heard
but
that the other day, and I thought if
Degeneracy.
someone is betting on NBA Summer League games, they need to seek help.
Yeah, that's degeneracy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, good grief.
Yeah, I guess I want to get your opinion on Cooper Flagg playing against Bronny James. We'll get there, even though if it's not much. Champs and Chumps. That's going to be thanks to our friends at Washita Bar and Grill and BKC Home Builders. Going to have entertainment later as well, thanks to Bell and Sword. Birthday trivia in the 12 o'clock hour. And with Philip Martin, he's going to be in studio too. Big weekend in the box office. Superman is released. Actually, got a showtime of 12:55 today.
So I
will be booking it as soon as the show is over.
You
to get
just
there.
answered my
gotcha.
question. So I was watching the Today Show, and the 2 stars, the cat playing Superman,
Yeah.
and then the girl playing Lois
Right.
Lane,
Yeah.
they were on there, and I'm like, I looked at my wife, I said, we might have to go see this.
Yeah.
This looks kind of. Are you pretty pumped about it?
12:55. I'll go see it. I'm a big superhero fan. They've rebooted Superman a few times. Man of Steel, I'm actually a really big fan of the first one. I guess the only one. Superman, Man of Steel with Henry Cavill. But this one coming out, the trailer's pigskin. Have you seen the trailers? There's a lot going on, and the only thing.
They had like the guy creates a monster.
Yeah, it's like
It's the kid Nicholas Hoult that played in About a Boy.
Yes,
and he's playing
good.
Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
I did see a couple.
I like
of
him
those. Yeah.
as an actor.
He's
I
really
think
good.
I think he's talented,
He
but
is.
it seems like from the trailers they have introduced
Guy Gardner, which is Green Lantern,
so
yeah.
many superheroes. Where in the past it would take a few movies to introduce all those people. So I'm a little worried that we're jamming too much into one movie.
Okay, I'm going to issue you a challenge.
Yeah.
You and Little E. You guys have got to watch About a Boy.
Okay.
He's the star of the movie. It's supposed to be Hugh Grant, but that kid steals the movie.
What?
He's a little nerdy kid growing up in London with a hippie granola bean sprout mother, and it's just
I got to see this.
it is a fascinating movie. The soundtrack is great. Great music. There's a million funny lines in it, and but Nicholas Hoult, you would not believe that kid would grow up to play the roles that he's playing right now.
He was actually in a movie that I think is for a particular choice. It's Warm Bodies.
I hadn't seen that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was like a zombie in that.
Yeah, he was a zombie, but it was very weird. Like he was aware of what's going on at the same time. It's a niche thing. You'd have to like it.
He's
So,
also in Fury Road
he was in Fury Road.
and The Menu.
Menu. He was crazy in the Menu.
Yeah.
Played that so good.
I was more impressed
And
that he
he's in
was
X-Men
that he was
movies.
dating Jennifer Lawrence for a while.
Well, they were in the X-Men movies together.
That must have been it.
Who did he
she-
play in X-Men?
he was
Beast.
Beast.
So I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any
James
of that.
McAvoy. Remember
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
rolling around everywhere. And
I
him-
like McAvoy.
he's so talented.
He was in The
right?
Last King of Scotland, and he killed it in
Really,
that.
I liked him in Split.
He was playing opposite Forrest Whitaker, who was doing a turn as Idi Amin.
Really.
Oh, it was
And
Kerry
Split-
Washington. It was intense.
Split.
Yeah.
He played at least 14 different types of personalities. It was impressive.
Sounds like Sybil.
Yeah.
That's before y'all's
Pretty
time,
much,
but
yeah.
LC's on line 1. Listening in Sherwood. You got some questions about tennis, LC?
Well, me and Pigskin are relatively close in age, and because I grew up watching Connors and McEnroe and Borg, and Connors was like my favorite dude because he had, just that go to fight everybody attitude. But and then Agassi comes along, and like to your point, those dudes are all relatively the same size.
All tiny. 5'9", 110 or 150 pounds. They were
By
compact little
today's
dudes.
standards, they'd be midgets.
Oh,
you know.
man, they would. I
And then
think
Lindell-
the nomenclature is little people. They'd be little persons now.
That's it. Sorry. Then Lindell came along, and he's like some freaky kind of a dude. And then that Gorbin, there's a big left-handed guy.
Goran
that's 6'6".
Ivanisevic, he won Wimbledon
Yeah.
there with his serve. Now, here's a good story.
Absolutely.
You guys need to hear this, okay? I've told this before, but nobody remembers it. I was the #1 player at my high school in Flint, Michigan, which is not that impressive. I mean,
That is impressive.
Somebody's got to be #1. But here's what's impressive. Going to my school was one Malavia Washington, who would be a Wimbledon finalist, and he got beat by Richard Krajicek. So I was the #1 player at a school that included a future Wimbledon finalist.
Nice.
Now, that sounds really impressive.
Was he there when you were there?
Was he 8?
Here's the problem. I was in 12th grade, and he was in 6th grade.
Okay, yeah.
So, yes, he was. And he still, in 6th grade, he would have given me a match.
Yeah.
I don't think he could beat me, but, yeah, but he went on to be a Wimbledon finalist,
That's
guy
cool.
from our school. So it was
that's
pretty
really
cool.
Hey,
Hey,
yeah.
Pixie, have you just one other thing, if you don't mind? Andy Roddick's got a show on that he interviews guys sometimes. You might want to catch it sometime on YouTube or somewhere. It's pretty interesting.
I'd love to see that. That
yeah,
sounds good.
He does. It gets a lot of views. He's pretty popular on there.
You know,
Absolutely, yeah.
listen, I'm glad that we got
Absolutely.
an old guy going to podcast. You guys eat, all of you kids and my kids, they eat those podcasts up. I'd almost rather pick up a book and read about it, but you know, I got to work on that. Maybe you guys can recommend some podcasts and I can try them out.
Pretty entertaining. Hey,
like
thanks, guys.
Hey, LC, before you go, I got a question
Yeah.
for you. Actually, 2 questions, and we'll ask our listeners this. Today is National French Fry Day, and it is also National Car Collector Appreciation Day. Where's the best French fry?
Oh, man, I mean, you got to go to McDonald's, for God's sakes. I mean, and then we can go after that.
It used to be until they changed it. There were a bunch of folks in India griping that they were frying the French fries in beef tallow. So if you're if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, that's no. So they quit using beef tallow. They have not been as good since. But back then,
we might not have
they're
go
still good. But
Tommy's
back in
old
the day,
saying.
they were unbelievable. Yeah, they
second
were.
one.
Tommy used to say Corliss the McDonald's, so you might want to do that and then go.
I just
start
said
over.
best French fry in Arkansas. That's our question of the
Okay,
day. So.
and then
Dave's burgers are pretty good.
They are pretty good.
LC, I got another one for you. If you could have
Yep.
any car, what would it be?
Wow. You know, I probably have to have the jaws of life to get in and out of it, but I want a new vet, man. Now, I'm not going to take Granny and do 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, don't do that. That's bad.
But
bad
I
news.
do want to drive fast just 1 or 2 times, and a vet would just probably do it for me.
All right, fair enough. LC, appreciate the call,
Thanks,
man.
guys.
Have a good one. Andy, Chris, I'm assuming you already have that posted for our question of the day.
Yeah, it's National French Fry Day. So, what is the best French fry in Arkansas? You can name whatever you want.
Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter if it's crinkled cut.
Yeah.
Do-
Doesn't matter if it's fast food.
My wife and I have an inside joke when we watch most of the Detroit Tigers games.
Right.
And they'll put something on like in the 4th inning and said, if the Tigers hit 3 home runs tonight, you get a free small curly fry from Arby's. I'm like, small? How about a large curly?
Yeah, for 3 homers?
For 3 homers. How about if they hit 7 homers, I get 3 curly fry?
All right, let's go ahead and hop and get to our first break here on this Friday, finally Friday, edition of The Zone. Hey, it's also All-American Pet Photo Day. I know you like taking photos of the pets.
all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
I don't know if you can send those in D3 Auto Sales text line, too. Just for our entertainment, if you have time, that'd be pretty cool. All right, we're going to get to our first break. On the other side, much more in The Zone.
I gave you all the love I got. I gave you more than I could give. Gave you love. I gave you all that I have inside, and you took my love. You took my love. Didn't I tell you?
Catch the buzz on all our social media platforms presented by Luxury Pool and Spa in Conway and Russellville. They're your pool and spa chemical headquarters. LuxuryPoolArkansas.com.
This is SportsCenter
Couple Americans have a chance to take home some hardware at Wimbledon. First, it's Taylor Fritz and Carlos Alcaraz in the first of two semifinals in London. The second semifinal will be between Novak Djokovic and number 1 seed Yannick Sinner. The championship will be played on Sunday. And then on the women's side, it's Amanda Anisimova. She'll take on Iga Swiatek in the championship match after the number 13 seed upset number 1 seed Ariana Sabalenka yesterday in 3 sets. That championship match will take place tomorrow morning. We are now just 50 days away from Arkansas Razorbacks football returning. They'll take on Alabama A&M on Saturday, August 30th. The game will start at 3:15. You can catch it right here on 103.7 The Buzz. I'm Josh Neighbors for The Buzz Radio Network.
Jim's Razorback Pizza is the place to visit when craving some delicious, authentic pizza. They're known for amazing thin crust pies and the best Detroit-style deep dish pizza in town. You can also order freshly baked pasta or wings, along with specialty baked sandwiches, fries, and signature salads. If you're looking for a great place to watch the game and the most accommodating service around, they'll save you a seat at Jim's Razorback Pizza in Little Rock and Morgan Maumelle.
BKC Home Builders are the premier home builders, providing custom builds and remodels. No matter what size your dream is, BKC will walk you through all the phases, from house plans to landscaping, to make your custom home as beautiful as you imagine. The team at BKC will be with you through the entire process. If you're looking for commercial building or remodeling, BKC has your commercial needs covered as well. BKCHomebuilders.com or find them on Facebook. That's BKC Home Builders in Hot Springs.
Welcome to Moe's. Hey guys, this is Brandon with Moe's Southwest Grill. We welcome you in for the freshest Tex-Mex you'll find outside of your own garden. Check us out on Mo Mondays, where we have bowls and burritos starting at $7.99. And remember, your kids always eat free with us on Sundays. Let Moe's cater your next event. Schedule online at Moe's.com. And while you're there, download our app for weekly specials. Stop by anytime, where you'll always get the freshest Tex-Mex, and you'll always hear us say, welcome to Moe's.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See shelter agent Angie Collins in Heber Springs, Michelle Herring in Whitehall, or Jonathan Stone in Lone Oak today.
It's Justin Acree for Gwatney Chevrolet. My friends in Jacksonville are standing by and ready to serve you. Same thing they've been doing since 1957. If you were looking for a car dealership that will take great care of you, give you great deals, handle your trade-in, and give you a great dollar amount for that, there's one place to go. Head north from the capital city, get off the James Street exit, and you are in business with my friends at Gwatney Chevrolet. This will be a business deal indeed, but they will treat you like family. That's why they've been such a great dealership for so long, and that's why people come back again and again. You can call them at 501-982-2102. You can see their inventory, all of it, online at GwatneyChevrolet.com. So if you want to peruse what they have to offer before you head out there to make the buying process a little more efficient, by golly, do it. But you're going to have a great experience. You're going to want to hang out there all day because you're going to get great service during the sale and after the sale. It's a family-friendly, helpful, no-pressure environment. They want you to come in, feel great about the experience, and drive off with a great car and a great experience. Gwatney Chevrolet is the dealership you want to do business with again and again. So head to Jacksonville and see our friends out on TP White Drive. Gwatney Chevrolet, driving trust every mile.
Welcome back in the zone. On the surface, the guys don't seem to have much in common, but there's one experience they all share.
What's more fun, catching a touchdown in the NFL or in college?
I didn't catch one in the NFL.
I wasn't going to bring that up, but how about making a big play?
It sure looked fun.
Don't worry about DJ. Justin and Christian have never found an NFL end zone either. Now, let's get back into the show.
In the time of chimpanzees, I was a monkey. Butane in my veins and a mouth to cut the chunky with the plastic eyeballs. Spray paint the vegetables, dog food stalls with the beefcake pantyhose. Kill the headlights and put it in neutral. Stock car flaming with the loser and the cruise control. Babies in Reno with the vitamin D. Got a couple of couches, sleep on the love seat. Someone came saying I'm insane to complain about a shotgun wedding and a stain on my shirt. Don't believe everything that you
welcome back in. Sorry for the delay. We had to get our TVs corrected up here. We got new TVs up here, Pigskin. Isn't that nice?
I love new TVs.
It doesn't flicker at us all
New
the time
TVs
anymore.
are almost as good as new shoes.
I love a good pair of shoes. I like new socks. Oh my gosh, I've been going crazy on Amazon. Prime Day's been 4-day event. They got a great deal on socks right now, Pigskin. So you can get new. They come black and white. They're the ones with the extra cushion on the heel and the palm of the foot, I guess, whatever. You can get it for like $8.99.
I am a sock aficionado. The buying of socks has caused more problems in my marriage than almost anything else that I've done.
Yeah.
My wife is like, "You got too many socks. Quit buying socks."
You can never have too many socks.
I don't know.
And I'm like, no, I might need them. And right now I'm wearing no socks. So
I never
'cause it's 100
really
degrees.
appreciated it.
Yeah.
But I can't think of too many. I can. Too many better feelings than putting on a fresh pair of socks.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah.
Great.
I told Justin if I could, I wouldn't do this because I'm not a wasteful individual. But if I could wear a new pair of socks every day, I would.
Understand.
You know, but I
There's
won't.
something
'cause-
about them. And the good ones will, bear up under a lot of washing. So
Yeah.
just spend money on socks. You'll
Yeah.
be glad you did. Shoes, the same way. Don't get cheap shoes.
I can't do it. No cheap shoes. No
No.
cheap shoes. D3 Auto Sales text line?
D3 Auto Sales text line. Ron from PB asks, "Is a waffle fry even a fry?" I would say so.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a fry. It's fried
Is it?
potato. right?
Everybody in my family loves them from Chick-fil-A.
You
I don't
don't?
eat them because I get the macaroni and cheese.
That mac and cheese at Chick-fil-A is
It's money.
it's the real deal.
It's like it's baked.
It's the real deal.
It's not Kraft out of the box.
This text from the 501 says Little Greek French fries. Never had it.
I've had those. They're not bad.
This texter from the 501 has a kind of long one if it'll load. Dang it, that one won't load. Rally's Checkers. They do have good French fries. David's Burgers for the fries. Yes. Acre Free Zone, giving it back to the people. Yes. Matty T used to say that. I don't anymore. Let's see. 1962 Ferrari GTO. That's their answer for which car they would like to have. And then this texter from the 501 said, "Hey guys, piggybacking off the morning show," this is a long message, "if the reasonable expectation for Arkansas football is 6 to 7 wins a season, what's the case for firing/keeping Sam? He's a 500 coach right now, which would indicate he's right on par with that expectation. He's also had a 9-win season, and most folks have said expecting a 9 to 10 win season every year is unreasonable. He's met that criteria. Why would we firing him if he's meeting reasonable expectations?"
Because people have higher expectations,
Yeah.
I think would be the thing.
And I think also like expectations change some, and he's been about on par with what we expect from Arkansas football in that, you win 6 to 7 games every single year. But what was the one bad year we had?
His first year, he didn't win a game. That was the
that was
a
3
COVID
and-
year.
Yeah.
And then he had the year before
And he went
Bobby.
like 9-3.
9-3. Yeah,
9-4 maybe. Beat Penn State in the bowl. That was a good
Yeah.
win. A good
I think that
season.
was for the 9th win. So
That
that
was
would've
Traylon
been
Burke's
9-4.
year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bad year was KJ
Drop off.
Jefferson's last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
Did we only have like 4 wins?
Something like that. It was pretty bad. I know a lot of people have been asking about question marks around the football team. We said, is it going to be, what's the biggest question mark, quarterback or offensive line? I think that's what collectively we've been doing. So I have been trying to do a little research, and I got a nice little get for the good old 4th and 5 podcast, not this Monday, but next Monday, Fernando Carmona. And so
Nice.
now we talked about it, and we agreed upon it, but I'm sure there's a process of
Yeah.
talking to current athletes, so we'll go through that whole little process. But so 2 weeks from now, once I brush that up, I'm sure it's going to come at a cost of somewhat, which we talked about and discussed. Just go through the proper avenues. But you know me, I like to watch tape, Pigskin.
What about the kid from Oregon that they got?
I'm going to ask him
Jaquan
about him.
McCroy?
I think he's
Jaquan
got to help.
McCroy.
He's got to
So,
help.
Yeah, so I plan on that day getting with Carmona. It'll be over via internet or whatever.
Zoom or whatever, yeah.
And going to put up some game film, and those things that I critique all the time, we're going to go through them. Because, I've always asked, I'm very curious about what they're thinking. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But this dude's so positive, and he takes criticism so well. And I think after watching him practice, he is what you want in a leader. It got to the point where the coaches stopped coaching. Fernando was the one telling the guys where they were messing up, and telling them to start taking this stuff serious. So
That's good.
That dude is a character for sure, but he takes his craft very serious. So that'll be very fun. I'm excited about that one, and obviously we'll talk about the state of the offensive line as well.
Alcaraz is into the final at Wimbledon, by the way.
Yeah, he's already through against Taylor Fritz.
Made light work.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
There used to be a guy with the ESPN. His name was Mike Schmitz, and he was their kind of NBA draft guy.
Yeah.
Underneath Jonathan Gavoni, even though he was better than Jonathan Gavoni, he was kind of the brains of the operation a little bit. But he ended up getting a job with the Trailblazers. But before that, he had a series with ESPN on their YouTube channel where he would have all the NBA draft prospects come on.
Nice.
And they would break down film together.
Yeah.
And he did it in a way that was really constructive.
Mm-hmm.
And he would have the good clips, but he would also have the bad clips, but he wouldn't be like,
what were you
thinking?
Yeah,
you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Which I thought was, it was really good to see that.
See, I think I don't like to ask, like if I were to bring up a play and I know that somebody is just a complete brain meltdown and it's just awful, chalk it up to a bad play. I don't see the point of bringing that up and asking somebody when I already know the answer where you just messed up.
Yeah.
Now, the clips where there's actually questions and that you can actually learn from, I think those are the ones that are very interesting to bring up and see what their actual thought process was. So, yeah, I'm very curious because I couldn't tell you how many times Pigskin I saw guys run through that A gap. I was just trying to make sense of it, and so that'll be fun. And I can't have them on and not talk about that video that I got a lot of heat for when everybody was singing.
Yeah,
yeah, and he was spearheading it. And the thing I like most about him, which is almost something he has to be careful for, Pigskin, he is good enough to where he can act like that.
Mm-hmm.
He can turn the switch on and turn it off. He has the athletic ability and the talent to do so. Some of the guys he plays with, they do not.
Right.
And so when they see somebody as good as him, they say, "Oh, I'm just going to act like him." Well, they don't have the luxury to act like him because they're not as talented as him.
Wow.
So it's hard for him to do this, and you just have to tell. Like he has to be aware of. Okay, yes, I want to goof around and have a good time, but I also need these guys to
start
get
going in
better.
that direction,
Yeah.
they're not going to be focused.
Yeah.
So
I just need to set a different type of tone because these guys need to be locked in all the time.
I'll tell you another position on the team that concerns me besides the offensive line, the defensive line.
I would say more so than the offensive line.
I think it's huge because you're playing some teams. If you can't stop the run, you're never going to get off the field.
Yeah.
I mean, Notre Dame's going to try to run the ball on you. Ole Miss is going to try to run the ball. A lot of the conference teams are going to try to run the ball if they can. A&M. You got to stop the run and get off the field.
I mean, I would love to have Cam Ball on to talk about some defensive stuff, but I don't know if he likes me. I was out of practice. I was on the sideline, and I said he just got through with his surgery on his elbow or his arm. I forgot what it was. And I said, "You good, big dog?" He said, "Hell, I'm good as long as you don't make no dumbass video about me." That was fun.
So he's already out kind of protecting his image. He doesn't want to get any bad press, any bad
he's
pub.
fine. He's fine. I told you, he ain't got nothing to worry about. He's a good
funny.
ball. He's a good ball player. So I think that'll be fun. Hey, something else that popped up. We got a lot of fishermen here in the state of Arkansas, right? I'm very curious about the likelihood of this happening. Have you heard what the Game and Fish has put out? Arkansas now has an invasive species.
Oh, the carp. Yeah, the black carp.
They're offering anglers, if you are able to. Now, this is up for anybody, all right? And so I'm just curious about what is the likelihood of doing this and collecting $100. They're saying if you catch one of these things and turn it in, they'll get $100. You can do this up to 10 times. The Game and Fish will pay, all right? Now, however, in the process of capturing or hooking one of these things and getting it in, not only do you have to catch it and keep it on ice, I guess, there's specific things that you have to keep track of, and they are, hold on one second. You need to make sure that you have a location of where you caught them, preferably using GPS coordinates. the type of fishing gear or bait that was used, the habitat conditions, the depth of the water of which you caught the fish,
Good grief.
the water temperature, and the current conditions.
Lord.
And then photos of the fish head and mouth and total length of it as well as required to identify this process. And then make sure that you keep them on ice or frozen so the game and fish can keep them up later. Do
That's a
people
lot to
keep
go
track of all
through.
that when they catch a fish?
I didn't know that much about the 2 births of my children. So, yeah, that seems a bit exhaustive.
Do fishermen typically
No.
is that how they fish? They said,
Not most
I caught
of
this
them.
fish at this depth. and
There are
the
some
water-
of them that do that have the the depth finders and this and
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Most guys in Arkansas just want to go out and catch some fish.
Okay.
They're not.
But for the average guy who has a little bucket that he sits on, turns it upside down,
No, they ain't.
probably ain't going to be able to. knock all
I'm
this
watching
out.
those cats at Lake Willistine, and most of them fish, from the dock.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
This texter from the 501 says they'll only pay for one a month, up to 10 times.
Okay, up to 10. Okay.
Well, I mean, if you got some free time, that'd be a way to make some easy money.
Man, just think about
That's
it.
a lot of stuff.
You got to keep track of everything. Don't you just want to go out there and free your mind sometime? I don't know.
That's what I would do when I was fishing. Maybe that's why I was so bad at it.
You got to be locked in, pigskin.
I told somebody the other day, they said, "Do you like fishing?" I said, "No, I don't really enjoy it." I said, "I enjoy eating the fish."
Yeah.
Yes.
I said, "How about you go catch them, and then I'll help you eat them?"
Yeah.
So it's a symbiotic relationship.
We got Colt on line 1. I'm assuming maybe breaking a little bit more down of these details of how to catch one of these fish. I don't know. Colt, what you got for us?
What's up, DJ?
Cole.
No.
Not Colt. All right, there we go. What's up, Cole?
Let's go. What's
Yeah,
up, man?
talk
hey,
to me, man.
I'm going to be honest with you. It's hard to get out there and catch a carp. Like, carp are not easy to catch. I'm not no carp fisherman, but I'm just saying, like, $100, that's a lot to ask. I mean, I don't think I would go after it for $100.
You're going to need a little bit more? Is
How
that what you're saying?
how about 500?
I'm going to need a little more, yeah, for sure, especially for all that information. Like, how am I supposed to know how deep the water is? I'm going to jump out there and swim out there and swim to the bottom?
You got to have the rangefinder. How much is that going to set you back?
A rangefinder?
All right, wait.
Well, you can't
depth
from the back.
Depth finder. Give me a break, Cole. A depth finder.
Cole, just guesstimate. I'd say, that water was
looked
like
about
12
10
feet. 12 feet.
Yeah.
I think.
How would
I
they
don't
know?
Who knows? Throw a
I
rock
don't
in
know. They
there
might
and,
not
and
give you
listen
$100
for it.
You got to
You're
mark
wrong.
some Twain or something.
Exactly. Mark Twain. There you go.
Oh, man.
That's where-
Hey, Cole.
where Sam Clemens got his pseudonym.
So Cole, he used to be one of our photographers at KRK. He went up to creative services. He got the big bump. All right.
Nice.
I'm thinking, Cole. What about this for a package? You and me out there, and we go on the hunt for these things.
Oh, dude, that'd be pretty cool.
Oh, now it's cool. Yeah. At first it was.
Hey, no, I think we could make a great package out of that.
Okay.
See,
We'll
then-
find one of
but
these
then
carp.
you're only getting $50 instead of $100 because you got to split the booty. So yeah.
But then we gotta get.
Got to catch 2.
Yeah.
Gotta catch 2.
That's
Yep.
right.
All right, let's lock it in. Cole, I appreciate you, man.
Hey, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, it was a good time. Gotta like Cole. Dang, time's flying.
Mm-hmm.
It's always good. People say there's nothing to talk about this time of the year. Any update behind me, Pigskin?
No, but I'm wondering about those like sectionals where you have the couch and it
I
like
do
goes
like-
all around the
yeah.
house. I've
I
never
like
had one of
sectionals.
those. Do you like that?
I like them. I don't have one.
I don't have one either. I don't have a room. in
Don't you
our
have a sectional?
family.
No, I don't. I don't know if my living room would work with one.
That's kind
I
of
don't
the way
think
it is
so.
with us.
I don't
yeah.
know.
We got maximum
Mine wouldn't
number of
either, I don't
chairs in
think.
there already. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I got the couch, I got the chase,
Mhm.
and then I got like the big love seat. So I have room. I just don't know if it works with the functionality.
I hear you.
I do like a good sectional though.
Sectionals are pretty cool.
All right, y'all. Gonna take a break. On the other side, once again, still wide open. If you got any questions you want to ask about carp fishing, tennis, football, preferably for me, go ahead and give us a call. Don't forget too about our events we got coming up. Countdown to kickoff. Don't forget to get your tickets. That is going to be July 24th. It is presented by our friends at Fletcher Dodge. Also, Oaklawn Sports is a sponsor, along with Gangster Museum of America and the Hattery of Hot Springs. Also want to thank Connect Service Solutions and First Trust Home Loans. Tito's Homemade Vodka. My friends over there at Ortho, Arkansas, being a part of the big day, along with Southern Bank as well. So if you want tickets, all you have to do is go to littlerockhall.com or follow the link on our website at 1037 The Buzz. What are we getting tickets for, DJ, you might ask? Well, come on now. We got Coach Petrino. We got Taylon Green. We got Casey Dick. We did have Now Davis, but he had a family issue pop up, working on Chris Gregg to maybe take his place from a Razorback as well. And we're going to add a new element along with all of our picks. Justin asked me if I could potentially pull up a few clips and watch some game film with Coach Petrino himself. That scares me a little bit, Pigskin.
Break it down. I like that.
It does scare me a little bit because sometimes on my podcast I say, I don't know what Coach was thinking on this one. I'm going to read the room on that night. I promise that. But hearing the way he sees plays, we may only have time for one play, Pigskin, because seeing him break it down at his level.
5 minutes.
It is unreal. I've never seen anything like it. So it'll be a really special event to be a part of. VIP tickets get you pictures with all these guys and autographs as well. We'll be right back. More Zone on the other side.
Summer's here. It won't be long before you're planning a road trip. Get to Point S, Arkansas to get your car ready for it. Off-road tires for your pickup, ATV tires for your side-by-side, tires for your car to get your family around safely, Kumo, Toyo, Falcon, Blackhawk, Fortune, and more. And their Promise Plus road hazard protection to give you peace of mind. Stop by any Point S, Arkansas store, Bartlett Tire in Heber Springs, Tire Town in Benton, R&D Tire in Conway, and Fleet Tire in Pottsville or Russellville. Online at pointstire.com.
March is gone. The brackets are done. Feels like we need some excitement.
Are you kidding? Do you realize how much is going on? Basketball, hockey, baseball, golf. It's like 8 seasons in one. It's the season of action.
And we can bet on all those with the Oaklawn Sports app.
That's the spirit. Now let's go lock in some bets.
Receive a 10% profit boost on qualifying 3-leg parlays. Bet all summer long. Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Looking for adventure on 2 wheels or 4? Honda of Russellville has the largest Honda selection in the entire state. ATVs, motorcycles, dirt bikes, scooters, and side-by-sides, all priced to move. From the trail to the mud and back again. Check out our Mud Pro series featuring Ranchers, Foremans, and Rubicons. Want more power? Try our Mud Slayer packages on Pioneers and Talons. From mild to wild, Honda of Russellville has exactly what you're looking for. Visit us on Facebook or check out HondaofRussellville.com.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon, you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
You'll be one smart cookie when you try Bluebell Cookie Cake Ice Cream. A sweet cream ice cream loaded with chocolate chip cookie cake pieces and swirls of chocolate and vanilla icing. This cookie cake ice cream really takes the cake.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at all Mad Butcher grocery stores and all Piggly Wiggly stores.
Hi, my name is Nita Freeman, and I'm the marketing director for Genesis of Conway. In our new store that opened in November, we have been a partner with the Buzz from the very beginning. We love all the packages that we get from them. They are helping us promote our big golf tournament, the Genesis of Conway Central Arkansas Open. Robert Davidson is awesome, is a great partner. He is willing to go above and beyond to do whatever we need to make our partnership successful.
For more information on advertising, call me, Robert Davidson, 501-744-1279.
The Zone is slowly becoming more like the morning show.
Do you think E.T. is a Jedi? I don't. He has to be.
Let's see what random conversation the guys get into today.
Down in Dagobah, where it bubbles all the time like a giant carbonated soda. S-O-D-A soda. I saw the little runt sitting there on a log. I asked him his name and in a raspy voice he said Yoda. Y-O-D-A Yoda. Yoda. Laughing around, but I ain't ever seen a guy who looks like a Muppet.
And Prime, you were talking about it during your presser about
NIL and what these players deserve and how the game is modified to that point. From where you sit, doing it at the highest level in the NFL, how do you believe NIL should be guardrailed now, especially with the revenue sharing?
I wish it was a cap. Like the top of the line player makes this, and if you're not that type of guy, you're not going to make that. That's what the NFL does. So the problem is you got a guy that's not that darn good, but he could go to another school and they give him $500,000, and you can't compete with that. That don't make sense. And you're talking about equality, not equality, like equal. I guess equality. And all you have to do is look at the playoffs and see what those teams spent. And you understand darn near why they're in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard to compete with somebody who's giving $25, $30 million to a darn freshman class.
Right.
It's crazy. We're not complaining because all these coaches up here can coach their butts off and give them the right opportunity with the right players and play here and there, you'll be there. But it's what's going on right now don't make sense. And we want to say stuff, but we're trying to be professional. But you're going to see the same teams darn near at the end and with somebody who sneaks up in there. But the team that pays the most is going to be there in the end.
So
that's Deion Sanders, also known as Coach Prime. I'm assuming at their media days. Just talking about the difficulties of competing in this new era of college football, which it still seems like they're trying to figure out. Baseball, no salary cap?
No.
No?
No.
That's why the Dodgers are up there in the Yankees every year.
Every year.
Because they always have good players.
The owners want a salary cap, mostly so they can have an excuse to not spend money and make more money.
Correct.
But the players will never vote for a salary cap because it limits how much they can make.
Mm-hmm.
They get a choice in that?
Yeah, it's part of like the Players Association. They go to the votes and CBA and everything. It's part of the CBA.
How long could the MLB survive a lockout if they say we're putting a cap on this stuff? We got to.
They've already
MLB
tried
is-
this. They had collusion in the 80s, and they went on strike in, what was it, 94. If they do it again, they'll kill the game. They drove a lot
After
of fans away
94,
before.
the owners realized that it was
Mm-hmm.
it was a big problem if they keep going to lockout.
So these other teams that just don't have the money, they'll never be able to be in
Well,
the conversation, right? Unless you pull a Moneyball Brad Pitt
They
thing.
seldom will. Like Kansas City won the World Series a few years ago. It's amazing that a small market, cheap team like Kansas City could win. Detroit their owner is really, really cheap. And we were playing against teams in the playoffs last year that had payrolls 3-4 times, what we had in Houston and Cleveland. So it's harder.
So when we get the revenue sharing, help me understand this, because I thought that automatically all SEC teams would then be able to draw from $20.5 million in revenue sharing.
I thought that was the idea.
Is that only if a team can actually generate $20.5 million? Because we started talking about how you're starting to make all these cuts in the athletic department. And I think I read something, unless I heard this wrong, please correct me, that it was in order to make sure we add to the pot of our revenue showing so we can pay these players. Is that
well?
like
Isn't that $20 million? Isn't that being allocated from each school's share of the
That's what I thought,
TV contract?
I thought that was part of
so
the TV thing.
that's out of the TV deal.
Okay,
I
so
think.
every
Maybe
team,
they're just trying to
everybody
cut
gets
more
this
so
much.
they have even more NIL wise.
But if you think Alabama is going to not spend any more than that,
Well-
I mean, they're going to.
well, my
obviously.
thing is, if they're having these cuts to keep up with paying players, like if they can only pay players through this pool of $20.5 million,
okay, I
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
when they make these cuts, where's that money going to? Because they can't just pour it into the collective and then pay players, right? The collective is from donations from donors, right?
Yeah.
So I that just didn't make sense to me. Unless somebody out there listening, if you really know the ins and outs of this, because it came off as if y'all can do the 20.5 as long as you generate it. Because aren't some stuff from concessions going to be put into this as well? And
So is it you're only allowed to spend $20.5 million? Is that what we
I
were
think
told?
so. I think that's
Okay.
the cap.
And does anybody really believe that people
No.
aren't going to go above and beyond all this? I
Yeah.
mean, the NCAA trying to legislate and regulate anything is just laughably sad.
Yeah.
Because they're not in the position to do any of it.
They're going to start doing like MLB deferred contracts. It's like, we'll give you this money in 2 years.
And then 30 years later, Bobby Bonilla shows up to get his $1.25 million. That's it.
I'm trying to think. Who out there would know the answer to that question?
I don't know.
Chris Turnage.
I'm about to say, what's Turnage? Do we have Turnage's number?
I do. I can text him.
Yeah, we'll try to text him, see if he can come on the other side and break it down for us a little bit. We're almost close to this break, huh?
Mm-hmm. Question of the day is, it's National French Fry Day. What is the best French fry in Arkansas?
What, have we said ours?
I'm going to give you one that is off the radar because there's only a few of these restaurants in Arkansas. Brahms.
Yeah.
If you get Brahms right out of the fryer, those crinkle cuts, they're not too bad.
Is there only a Brahms in like Northwest Arkansas?
Well, there's one in Alma, there's one in Fort Smith, there's one in Fayetteville, but there's one coming to Conway.
Okay.
And I shall be there.
Didn't I hear that they can't be too far from the farm in Oklahoma?
That's supposedly what they do because you're so many miles from the dairies they have in Tuttle, Oklahoma. That's correct.
All right, interesting. All right. We're getting a phone call. We'll hang tight. We will catch you on the other side. But until then, let's go and get to a nice little break. More zone. Hit us up on our D3 Auto Sales text line as well. Justin Acri free zone, which I do miss, my guy. Hope he's having a good time. Good luck to him and everything he has going on in Nashville. All right, we'll see you right after this quick break.
It's a tough time. Injured, and it was not your fault. Hurts in the pocketbook, too. Who do you turn to? Don't call a lawyer and find they're out of state or talk with someone at a call center. Call us at the Brad Hendricks Law Firm and talk to a real Arkansas lawyer directly. And remember, the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. We'll work hard for you. Have for over 30 years. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Looking for burgers, barbecue, beer, bourbon, ball games, and brunch? Look no further than Washita Bar and Grill, 915 Central Avenue in beautiful downtown Hot Springs. Washita Bar and Grill, family and pet friendly, with indoor and outdoor seating available. Bingo Bango Brunch, served on Sundays from 11 till 3, with live music Thursday through Saturday. Take a look on Facebook to see what events they've got going on this week, and join the fun at Washita Bar and Grill, Central Avenue, downtown Hot Springs.
Listen to Morning Mayhem for your chance to finish the lyric with Justin Moore, brought to you by Honda of Russellville, where you can check out the new Honda Mud Pro Series ATVs or Goldwing trikes at hondarussellville.com.
No matter what you do,
you were finished.
We can't be stopped.
Oh, well, allow me to retort.
103.7 The Buzz.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
KABZ, Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
Attorney General Tim Griffin is urging police to crack down on what he says is a major public safety issue. According to AG Griffin, loitering near roadways, especially at intersections, has become more than a nuisance. This growing problem involves people stepping into traffic to ask for money, which then causes cars to stop in the middle of the road. Griffin says state law makes it a misdemeanor to loiter in a way that's threatening or unsafe. He is now calling on police and city leaders to put an end to these dangerous conditions. A new program coming to Little Rock aims to promote safe driving among teens. It's called Be Responsible and Keep Everyone Safe, or BRAKES for short. The purpose is to teach teens how to be safer on the road. They'll learn more about distracted driving, how to avoid crashes, and what to do if their car starts to skid. There will be 3 classes Saturday the 19th and 2 classes Sunday the 20th. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
If you don't already have the Bet Saracen Sports Wager app, download it today from the app stores or go to BetSaracen.com. Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports betting app.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
We've got a hot and humid forecast for this Friday with high temperatures in the mid-90s and a 20% chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm. Partly cloudy conditions for tonight, lows in the mid-70s. A 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms for your Saturday with high temperatures into the mid to lower 90s. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Christopher Pipkin.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
With hundreds of vehicles in stock across 6 brands, your next ride is waiting for you at Red River Auto Group. We know that the road ahead is important. Whether it's your daily drive or your next big adventure, the right vehicle makes all the difference. From the reliability of a Toyota to the strength of a Ram truck, we offer vehicles built to last with options for every lifestyle. State-of-the-art technology, unbeatable performance, and the comfort you deserve. It's all waiting for you at Red River. Visit us online at redriverauto.com.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
How did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you. All of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Malcolm is a listening learner, so he checks with Babbel's speech recognition to be
Precio.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
You've waited long enough, y'all. Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union Summer Auto Loan Special is rolling full speed ahead, but I'm telling you, it ain't gonna last much longer. Ultra low rates starting at 1.99%, no payments for 90 days, and up to 84 months to finance. New, used, or refinance 2023, 24, and 25 models all qualify. But the clock's ticking. This thing shuts down August 30th, so don't let it pass you by. Head to alcoacommunityfcu.org and step into the future with Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union, serving 15 counties in Central Arkansas.
The games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk-On Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites. Walk-On's is your go-to for good times, craft beer, and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages, from melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro, game on.
Have you tried hands-free Skechers slip-ins yet? Because if you haven't, you're missing out on technology that changes how you think about shoes. First, these are not just regular slip-on shoes. They're not just a pair of loafers without laces. But what makes them different is the technology inside that lets you just step into them. There's a built-in hidden shoehorn that slides your foot in, so they look, feel, and wear just like a pair of shoes you're used to. Except you don't have to bend down, struggle to put them on, or touch them. Try them at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
On Friday, April 11th of this year, I finished my first year driving a GV70 from Genesis of Conway. So, what's the big deal? It's this. It's the Craig O'Neill Anniversary Sale at Genesis of Conway. To celebrate 1 year of driving the 2024 GV70, you're invited to come in and learn how you can get a 2025 for as low as $497 a month. Yes, $497 a month. Genesis of Conway, the future of luxury today.
Hey, it's Randy Rainwater from Drive Time Sports, and Friday, Rick Schaefer and I are live from the Sonic Air Raid in Harding at Harding University in Searcy. We'll see you Friday on 103.7 The Buzz.
You're in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort. Now, here's Justin Acree and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember.
fame up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat or the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know. But no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Todd's picking it up. Let's go.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still leaving him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him because he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, now the picture connects. Never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote. His will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds. The skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80% fear, be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would have thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method, name of the game. Came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like Bleach, man. Ryu had the stupidest verse, this dude is the truth. Now everybody giving them guest spots and stocks through the roof. I heard them with that stock.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
The Red White Report is brought to you by Ortho Now, your walk-in solution for orthopedic care at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health.
And that was your Red Right Report. Everything going up there in Northwest Arkansas. No, just kidding. Not much to talk about. We were talking about this revenue sharing and the cuts to the athletic department. How's it going to shake up? Where's it going to go? We're starting to see estimates of the 2025 season, and it's just very interesting, and we'll keep you up to date with that here after we get through this Red Right Report. But as far as things going up there in the hill, as far as recruits, people going in and out, man, there's just not a lot going on right now. It's just that time of the year. So unless you can think, is anything else happening, Christian?
No, nothing. Other than, I mean, this week we got
Coach Cal.
Yeah, we got Coach Cal and the players talk to us, which was a godsend.
Yeah.
In terms of red white.
Cisse, our receiver, once again he broke his wrist. Still waiting to see how severe, right? To see how long he will be out, but for sure will miss time. We just don't know if it's the entire year.
I just don't see how there's any way you could miss an entire year.
Yeah.
With a broken wrist.
I think he had 26 catches last year at Stanford, played in all 12 games. So we'll see. We'll keep you updated with that and the potential and how excited Coach Petrino and whoever that was excited about him, see how big of a loss that will be. That's about all we got for you in the Red Right Report. I was digging a little bit more into this NIL profit sharing, and we got a caller on line one. We'll get to him here in just a second. And Travis, you can correct me if I'm understanding this wrong. So, I asked about the cuts, Pigskin, and I said, why did I feel like I read something that these cuts were a direct response because of the revenue sharing? Because I guess the public think this is coming from TV deals. Each team gets $20.5 million. This article, when I read it, made me say, like, well, is it $20.5 million? Is that the cap? And they just have to reach the cap depending on how much revenue the athletic department generates. So I'm looking up something, and this reads that schools can now allocate up to 22% of the average athletic revenue directly to the athletes. And so when it came up with the guys that ended up losing their job, the department is cutting an operating budget, athletic department that is, by 10%, which translates to about $2.5 million. The cuts are being made in anticipation of the increased costs associated with revenue sharing with athletes. They just say it's the new reality. I looked up the estimates for the 2025 year. Just look at Arkansas. Pretty stout here in the SEC. Last year, I think we're sitting at second right now as estimated revenue coming in behind Alabama.
Wow.
And at $128 million, 22% of that is $28.2 million. Now, we can only draw $20.5 million of that. These are estimates for this year. So I'm not sure what the number was last year, but it seems like you can draw this money depending on how much your athletic department brings in via TV deals, concession costs, ticket sales. And so is this them feeling like we need to do this to make sure we hit our full $20.5 million? I don't know. That's what it sounds like. But we got Travis on line one, wants to share a little bit more about this profit sharing. Am I close to understanding that right, Travis?
Yeah, well, I've done a little research on it. First of all, thanks for having me on, guys. But and I think what you're saying is important for us as fans to realize. This isn't new money. This is money that the athletic department was expecting to get, and now they have to allot so much of it to the players as part of this case that came out. And so, and that is the 20.5. Now, part of that 20.5, the best I understand, a certain percentage of that has to go to scholarships. So it ends up being around, I think, if what I've read is correct, around $18 million is the actual number that ends up going, and that's got to be spread out to all athletes in every sport, which makes it very interesting when you think of a school like Arkansas, because let's just take the only three sports that make money at Arkansas: football, basketball, and baseball. We're blessed with three sports that actually make some money, because a lot of schools it's just football. But you take a school, let's just say Alabama, they're going to have most of that money is going to go to football of that $18 million, more than likely. Even though Nate Oates is doing great things, that's Alabama. They're going to support football as much as they can. At Arkansas, you got a football team that makes money, but you got Sam Pittman leading in, a guy on the hot seat. You got a Hall of Fame Calipari and a Hall of Fame Van Horn who are going to have great arguments. Not to mention the gymnastics team and the, softball team and everybody else saying, hey, we're putting product on the field. So that's going to be interesting conversations to kind of hear as they're trying to get their piece of the pie. But then you think about, what about UConn and Villanova? What's it going to do for their basketball team? Because that's the only thing that makes money for them. They could care less about football. So their coach is going to go in and say, hey, that $18 million needs to come to us because we're the ones, Villanova, heck, we can send all our guys to the Knicks, so, we're having some good things happening for us. So that's going to be real interesting. And then that, of course, the changes to the NIL, to where these players are going to have to actually do something. John Johnson just can't say, Cal, here's $12 million you can spend on your team. And as long as they make a couple public appearances or something. Now there's going to be somebody saying, are they doing enough to receive that money of that NIL contract they're getting in order to receive that amount of pay? So, and what's that going to look? We don't know what that's going to look like. Can we put, Trevin Brazil's face on the Razorback Nuggets, and is that enough? Or does he have to show up and sign autographs at Tyson Plan, or does he? What's that going to look like? We don't.
Yeah, we'll see what it looks like. Travis, I'm sorry, I do got to cut you short. That's very, very captivating entry, and I would love to be able to talk more. We got Tom Murphy waiting on you. He has a tight schedule, but no, we'd like to continue that. Yeah, no, that was pretty good. I really appreciate
that. Good call,
Travis. Thanks, man. All right, let's go ahead and bring in Tom right now. Tom, we're in the heat of trying to figure out, obviously we all know about Kevin Trainor. I think the whole media family hate to see what happened to him, and I was just trying to make sense of the part, Tom, when it says, they're making cuts because of this new revenue sharing, and I was just like, is that the school? I was just trying to make sense of why they would need to cut people in order to be able to pay the athletes more money. So we're trying to break that down. Anything you want to add to that?
Well, Travis gives me too much credit for bringing a smarter guy on. Those were still salient points he just made there. But no, I mean, they generate so much revenue, and then when you add what's going to be taken out, which is $20.5 million, and yes, 2.5 of that go to fund scholarships throughout the entire department, then you had a shortfall. And so they had to find a way to cut. I want to say it was $10 million or so. I'm not really positive the exact number. I've heard it, but to cut that out of, their operating expenses and all that kind of thing. So there's been hiring freezes. There's been pauses in receiving, bonuses and things like that. And they were going to wait till they got deeper into the summer as to whether they would, give out the merit raises. And Hunter, the last I talked to him a while back, said he thought they were in position to do that. So, I hate it too. And as Hunter told me when I broke the story a couple of weeks ago, or whenever that was, a week ago, that, they're having to let some really good people go. I mean, some people who have been valuable to the department and all that kind of thing. And so it's just the modern reality of college athletics that they had to trim their waistline a little bit.
Yeah, Travis brought up a good point, and he says, everybody hears like these players are now going to be able to get up. The school can now give them $20.5 million. We just thought, well, that's nice. The SEC and college football is giving these teams extra money to pay the players. He says, no, the money isn't new money. It's what the team has. Now the teams in these programs just have to dig into their own pot to pay these players. At what point do you think people inside that building were just – when did it hit them like, oh, crap, if we're going to give them $20 million, that money has to come from somewhere?
Well, DJ, I would say that was pretty early on because Hunter made it known, we're going to have to trim our belt. I mean, and they made some money. I mean, they redid the seating at Walton Arena, and that came with a certain amount of money. I want to say maybe $10 million or so in additional revenues, but that didn't get them there. I mean, they had another $10 million to go, and so they knew, eventually that this was going to happen. And so it's unfortunate, but it's just the way of things right now. And I asked Hunter straight on, can you operate your department with the same efficiency with these cuts? And he said the answer to that will be told later. He said, I really hope so, and I think so, but we won't know that until later.
And I'll say this, even with this, Arkansas, one of the bigger schools when it comes to bringing in revenue. We're top 5 in the SEC, and so we could be in a much worse situation at these estimate numbers I'm looking at right now. Number 1 you're looking at is Texas, and then behind them is Alabama. That Arkansas is kind of right par for all these other schools as being a school that can generate money. I mean, it helps when you're the only big-time school in your state and you're not competing against, professional schools either. So, I mean, it could be a lot worse for the Razorbacks as far as these money concerns when it comes to this revenue sharing. But moving on from that, anything else going on in the world of football? I mean, it's around the corner. SEC Media Days coming up. These guys, I think they start practice, is it the 28th of this month? I can't remember.
Yeah, so we're flying to Atlanta on Sunday, and we cover the whole thing here at the ADG. And so Arkansas, I hate it they're going to be the last day, and they're in the afternoon of the last day, because a lot of people are going to be tired. And as I was talking to Kyle Parkinson about it, Cam Ball, he's one of my favorite Razorbacks, that I've covered. And he's an Atlanta kid, and he's such an outgoing personality, and he's just real funny. He's going to be like, first of all, he's local, so we think he's going to be kind of like a star. And if Arkansas had been earlier in the proceedings, people would have been talking about him, more. But Thursday afternoon, people are making their plans to get out of there. So, I don't think Cam's going to quite get the spotlight that maybe he deserves because he's such a cool kid. But they camp opens August the 1st, and you're right, it's right around the corner. When we come back from Atlanta, it feels like I'm already in football mode because we start 16-team SEC previews from the first day we're there, and run those on consecutive days. And our Hog Futures are about to get rolling, so I feel like I'm kind of already in football mode.
Do you put any thought into the players that they select to go to Media Day? Because there was one name that was left off that I was kind of surprised he wasn't going to be at SEC Media Days representing his team, and that was Fernando Carmona.
Yeah. You're right, DJ, and a lot of thought goes into it. The question was, so Taylor Green was probably an automatic, and I think Cam Ball being a all of his career has been at Arkansas. He's a budding star. He was a natural going back home. And then the question was, would you bring a second offensive or a second defensive player? Carmona would have been a good choice because he's really kind of spicy and funny, like Cam is. But Sorey, you know, he played at Georgia. He's from Florida. Had 99 tackles. He's a good one, and so I think he's a good choice as well. He might not be as verbose and gregarious as Fernando, but he's a good kid too. So I think he'll represent well.
That was a Justin Acree word right there. He loves using gregarious. He says it all the time. Cisse, our receiver. Any update on him? I mean, we heard somebody came and said, "Oh, he's done for the rest of the year." Then we heard maybe 4 to 6 weeks with this wrist injury. You know anything about that?
Well, I do because I wrote about that the other day. It may have been yesterday or the day before. But weight room situation. But really what it depends on is the severity of it, because there's all kind of different things that can happen with your wrist. And then what his recovery time is going to be like. So I'm sure we'll get an update because he had not had the surgery as far as when I wrote that story. So at least by Thursday, we'll get an update from Sam Pittman about maybe the severity of it. But I'm thinking surely there's a chance he can play this season, even if it's a little bit longer term. I would think midway through the season or so, he'd have a chance.
All right, question. Oh, you got one for us?
Any real big takeaway from the Coach Cal and players meetings earlier this week?
Oh, man, Kristen, yeah, ton. And here's the thing. He's kind of scattershot, and he'll go down little avenues, and you're like, where is he going? But he has all these thoughts. I mean, he doesn't want the NCAA tournament to expand. He's like, don't mess with a good thing. You know, leave it as it is. He wants to play games in July. He thinks this part of the athletic calendar is, he thinks it's wide open for college hoops to play exhibition games, play each other. You can raise money and things. So he's got a lot of ideas, and he actually went on a little bit about NIL and getting the revenue sharing and NIL stuff situated. He says if we can get those situated, then he thinks the rest of the sport, like, things will fall into place a lot better. And I tend to agree with that. But the problem with that is I don't think it's going to be situated, because I think we're looking at a lot of, pending lawsuits and people that didn't feel like they got their share, or what's going on with Title IX on this. So the resolution from the House v. NCAA, gave them a framework, but I think there's many miles to go and challenges in court to go too. So I think we're going to be in a state of flux for a while. But I do hope that the fact that they put numbers and percentages on revenue sharing, where we know that college football programs are going to be spending 70-something% for football, and then 20-something for men's basketball, and then down from there, it does give them, just a model to work from. And I think ADs across the country were really yearning for that, and at least they have that to work with. But Cal was, he's talking about how after 1 year later, he's so much more confident and comfortable with his team. I don't know. He's just a breath of fresh air talking to him, because you can just see he's bursting with ideas.
All right, Tom, National Day. You ready for this one? It's National French Fry Day. Somebody sends you on the task to go out and bring back the best French fry. Where are you going?
Dude, it depends on my mood. But just say, if you want to do waffle fries, well, Chick-fil-A makes a great waffle fry. I like it when they're crispy, really crispy and kind of crunchy on the outside, and then good and tender. Oh, yeah, al dente, and then tender on the inside. So, you can buy Ore-Ida frozen, the fast food fries variety.
Yeah.
Those are pretty dang good.
They are.
McDonald's makes a good fry. I could go kind of down a list. I like the ones that put batter on them.
The double fry. Those are my favorite.
Oh, really good.
And I just had where would you get a double battered? Is it like is Arby's do that? Am I making that up? No.
I always get curly fries at Arby's. I don't even know what their other fries look like.
Okay.
Crinkle cut.
Okay.
But I recently ate at Penguin Edge, and they do a really good batter fry. It's got the batter, and then the insides are soft. And had lunch with Bobby Allen, the former Razorback coach, a week or two ago. So he's doing good, man. they got kids. Brandon's still with the Titans, and they got plans to visit Nashville and doing some traveling. He's in good spirits.
Good deal. I never heard anyone refer to them liking their French fries as al dente.
Pasta.
Yeah, I like it, man. I like it. I'm gonna see if I can go somewhere and order some al dente fries.
So, Tom, as a Braves fan, are you kind of excited about them hosting the All-Star game next week?
Kind of. Also, there's a lot of good tater tots out there too.
Yes,
so
Sonic.
I like it.
I'm a huge potato fan. In fact, we went to eat last night for my daughter's birthday, and we went to Cracker Barrel, and 3 people at the table did both of their sides potato, like hash brown casserole this.
Well, with a name like Murphy and Irish, what else would you be but a potato eater? Yeah. So there you go.
We're going to chow down on the potatoes.
I like it.
I have mixed thoughts about my hometown, Atlanta. It's my beloved hometown. But there's some things that, traffic and just some other things in Atlanta that make me scratch my head and worry. But this All-Star game was the one that should have been, was it 20 or 21 or something, and they got moved out for political reasons, and that still bothers me. Mm-hmm. And now the Braves are in a funk. I mean, we've been losing to crappy teams like the A's. And, we lost the series to the Angels, and we got swept. We got swept by somebody recently too that I didn't think really that good, and so we're struggling, and so we're going back home to an All-Star game where the local fans aren't happy with the Braves right now. But I'm happy. I guess I would have a chance to go get tickets for the a home run derby or whatever, but I'm not going to do it. I don't want to fight the traffic and the crowds and whatever, and pay
you'll get to see your man Max Fried back in town. That'll be good.
Love me some Max Fried, and Acuna's in the home run derby too.
That's my guy.
But I hope he doesn't put a whole lot into it and lose his swing.
Hey, Tom, we appreciate you as always. Safe travels to SEC Media Days, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too, man. It's Tom Murphy joining us on the Jim's Razorback Pizza Hotline. We're about to get to a quick break on the other side. We got Zach Gillum from Oaklawn going to join us. Maybe give us some numbers. I bet you can do some live action fast bets right now. My pigskin's locked into this TV screen right here. His boy's playing right now.
My boy's in deep trouble.
He's in trouble. It's still early, though.
Djokovic.
Philip Martin's in studio as well, so y'all stay with us. More Zone on the other side.
Those days are over. You don't have to sell your body to the night. Roxanne, you don't have to wear that dress.
Chris Kane joins Morning Mayhem each Monday to mix it up with the guys. Chris Kane on Morning Mayhem is presented by Trader Bills. Trader Bills, your one-stop shop for all things Lake.
This is SportsCenter.
Couple Americans have a chance to take home some hardware at Wimbledon. First, it's Taylor Fritz and Carlos Alcaraz in the first of 2 semifinals in London. The second semifinal will be between Novak Djokovic and number 1 seed Jannik Sinner. The championship will be played on Sunday. And then on the women's side, it's Amanda Anisimova. She'll take on Iga Swiatek in the championship match after the number 13 seed upset number 1 seed Ariana Sabalenka yesterday in 3 sets. That championship match will take place tomorrow morning. We are now just 50 days away from Arkansas Razorbacks football returning. They'll take on Alabama A&M on Saturday, August 30th. The game will start at 3:15. You can catch it right here on 103.7 The Buzz. I'm Josh Neighbors for The Buzz Radio Network.
With hundreds of vehicles in stock across 6 brands, your next ride is waiting for you at Red River Auto Group. We know that the road ahead is important. Whether it's your daily drive or your next big adventure, the right vehicle makes all the difference. From the reliability of a Toyota to the strength of a Ram truck, we offer vehicles built to last with options for every lifestyle. State-of-the-art technology, unbeatable performance, and the comfort you deserve. It's all waiting for you at Red River. Visit us online at redriverauto.com.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
BKC Home Builders are the premier home builders, providing custom builds and remodels. No matter what size your dream is, BKC will walk you through all the phases, from house plans to landscaping, to make your custom home as beautiful as you imagine. The team at BKC will be with you through the entire process. If you're looking for commercial building or remodeling, BKC has your commercial needs covered as well. BKCHomebuilders.com or find them on Facebook. That's BKC Home Builders in Hot Springs.
It's Justin Acre with Lorbeth from Kaufman by Design West and Lorbeth. I'm so excited about the upcoming months. We've got great holidays upon us, and at Kaufman by Design West, you have everything to get folks outside and celebrating.
We have grilling season coming up, so we've got baked green eggs and tons of accessories, and then it's also outdoor season. So we've got lots of in-stock steel products, toolkits, coolers, travel cases.
And for those who want to do some home improvement, we've got power tools galore. You can find it all at Kaufman by Design West, 14900 Cantor Road, out west past Taylor Loop. They're also online at kaufmanlumber.com. Justin Acre for my friends at Cash in downtown Little Rock. Lunch, dinner, special events, they've got you covered across the board. And not a lot of places can say that, but Cash can. And if you are planning a special event for the summer or the fall, now's the time to get on it. And certainly if you've got a holiday party that you want to get on the books, absolutely need to get that done today. 501-850-0265. You're not going to find a better spot for a special event. Upstairs, up to 150 people in that beautiful space, indoor and outdoor, overlooking the river market. And it comes with free valet parking. Whether you're there for a special event or for dinner or for lunch, Cash is here to help. Online at CashLittleRock.com, C-A-C-H-E, LittleRock.com. And I love the fact that they've got lots of different offerings when it comes to lunch. You can get some lighter offerings, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. And then at dinner, if you want fine dining, a special place to take your special someone, Cash is the spot. But again, for special events, they've got the smaller room downstairs that holds about 30, up to 150 upstairs. It's a wonderful dining experience waiting for you at Cash in downtown Little Rock.
Can't get enough of us on the radio? Follow us on Twitter at JustinAcre7, at DJ Williams 45, and at CWeaver1037.
Mosh pits and beer chests, stage diver, skydiver, spray the crowd with cold water. Now it's mosh pits and wet. I think I need a cold shower, cool water. African girl speaks an English accent, likes to boys and bands, likes to watch westerns and ride me without the hands. Show me her passport, she's on her own tour, but you're beautiful to me.
Now it's time to look at the odds on the biggest sporting events of the weekend. It's Better Bets with Oaklawn's Vice President of Racing and Wagering, Zach Gillum. Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
And we are back. Christian coming in with a banger. Where's Frank Ocean been?
He hasn't released music in almost a decade.
That's old?
Wow. Yeah. That came out like in 2012.
Dang, that was
Since Orange? That was on Channel Orange.
Oh, okay.
That his last album was Blonde /
Yeah, you're Blonde.
Lossless.
But
hey, go ahead.
No,
I thought okay, I was going to say, I don't know if y'all heard, but Zach Gillum, Justin Bieber is about to drop a new album.
He already did. It came out last night.
Over or under at charts #1. Y'all got that on the board over there at Oaklawn?
Yeah, well, I'll get to work on that for you. Don't have odds quite on Bieber's album dropping.
Yeah.
It's between him and Clips, although
Is that what's
Bieber
gonna
will
be?
probably get #1 because he's more popular.
Yeah, the
Pusha
album's
T.
called Swag. That's what it is. He hasn't released one in 5 years, I
Yeah.
believe. So, but let's move along to Wimbledon. Pigskin's locked in right now. And one thing I love about Oaklawn is this match is going on as we speak. Do y'all have the option like you do in football and all the other sports, fast betting, like who wins this next point or who wins this next match?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, pretty much every sport is going to have some type of live wagering option, and depending on the event, depends how extensive that will be. So, obviously, Wimbledon right now with the Sinner Djokovic match, there is very deep wagering. You can go money line, set for a game or a game and a set. You can wager on will there be an ace and set 2 game 2. Right now, that is a live option. The yes plus 155. You have total bets. Again, you can do those ace in multiple sets. You can bet the point. I mean, there's so much, especially if you're a tennis fan and no tennis. You will dive in here and be salivating.
So here's a question. Sinner is about to destroy Djokovic in straight sets, to my chagrin. So if somebody wanted to take a flyer and say, no, I think Djokovic, against all common sense, is going to come back and win this, what kind of odds could they get?
Yeah, so Djokovic right now live plus 850.
Oh, my goodness. See, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Might be worth a flyer.
Might be worth a flyer, except he's going to
Yeah,
he looks defeated already, bless his heart.
If he gets this next point, then I'm going to put $10 on it, all right?
Look at you.
And you can dive into that pigskin. You don't have to take the full match. You think he's going to get a set. For set 2 right now, he's plus 330.
Yes! There you go, DJ.
I'm locked
DJ's in, baby.
Not just a point, an ace.
He just said you could lock in a fast bet. It was plus 155 if there was going to be an ace in this set.
You know, Zach, this room reminds me of Pete Rose and Art Schleister talking to Jimmy the Greek. You being Jimmy the Greek, obviously. Zach the Greek.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, I'm glad we're having fun with it. And yeah, those odds are. I mean, Djokovic, while we were talking, went down to 750. Now he's back to 9-1. So that just shows you these odds will continue to fluctuate. Game 2. Right now, game 2 for set 2, Djokovic plus 115.
Man.
All right, so what are some other futures you got on the board right now for Wimbledon?
Yeah, so looking on the board, WNBA All-Star Weekend coming up. So Team Clark versus Team Collier, that's on there. Minus 1.5 is the line. Clark is the underdog, or Clark's team is the underdog in this one. And then you have Major League Baseball in full swing, as everyone knows. We're approaching Home Run Derby, All-Star break. So this is really a time of year where the serious MLB bettors are pretty tuned in. I find that before the All-Star break, after the All-Star break, you can find some good opportunities to teams that maybe are slacking off a little bit. I'll just put it that way. And then you have Tour de France underway. They're on stage 8. You can wager on that. It's in the app. Table tennis every day, all day going on. You have the Open Championship coming up next week. So odds on the board for that. Scotty Scheffler at plus 450. Roy McIlroy's at 750. John Rahm 12-1. Bryson DeChambeau at 22-1.
Wow.
And the soccer world, all kinds of stuff going on. If you've not dove into all of the soccer leagues that are offered on Oaklawn Sports and you're a soccer fan, I highly recommend you look. It's going to take you some time because there's that many. It's by far the most extensive sport that's offered when it comes to wagering.
Have you seen the new F1 movie?
I have not yet, but I'm very intrigued. Obviously, being the F1 fan I am, I did watch it. For those that watched, it was a great race in the UK last week, and now we're going to take about a 3-week break. They'll come back in Belgium at the end of the month.
We were also talking earlier, Summer League.
NBA Summer League. How much you got on there?
So that is something that we actually just added to the board today. So that was not on the board these prior days, but it is getting added. I'm scrolling through right now to see. There it is, NBA Summer League. I'll find a way to make that a little easier to find because right now it's not on the front screen. But you do have all the games available. Right now, Friday, it looks like there are about, 10 games, it looks like, 8 games on the board.
Yeah, half the teams played yesterday, half of them played today pretty much.
Yeah, so everyone's on the board. First game at 3 o'clock, last game at 10, and those are on the board for wagering. Diving in, you're not going to see as deep of a menu as you will see during the regular NBA season, but you can wager on the money line, the point spread, total points. Certain games you might see some additional options, but it's really going to be those main 3 markets.
Zach, what are the odds on the Detroit Tigers winning the World Series?
Detroit Tigers. I have not checked that in a couple days.
They got a 13-game lead in their division, so they're probably going to get to the playoffs, but I'm just wondering if they might get favorable odds because they're not a dominating team despite their record.
Skubal may be the best pitcher in baseball.
He is.
Yeah, and the Dodgers, are still holding their sway. Pretty heavy favorites when you look at the overall market. Dodgers plus 215. Yeah. You're getting the Tigers and the Yankees at plus 650, or the Tigers or the Yankees, excuse me. They're both at 650.
650?
The Phillies at 850.
Wow.
Yeah, 650.
That means that the people setting the odds are like me. They're like, the Tigers are good, but they're not going to win the World Series. So it's
Yeah, and for the American League, you're getting plus 250 on the Tigers. Mm-hmm. Obviously, for their division now, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. They're minus 10,000 in that one. But you're still getting plus 250 if you think they can come out of the AL and make it to the World Series.
Well, that's not bad.
Since we've talked to Zach, he said right now you can bet at plus 155 there will be an ace in this set. There's been 3. What am I doing? It's been 3.
Hey, you found a new niche there, haven't you?
He went back to back, so he went back to back.
Uh-huh.
Oh, what am I doing? real quick, Zach, people interested in being like us of playing the game within the game. Any bonus bets or bonus things you got for people who first time sign up?
Yeah, so first-time users sign up right now, up to $1,000 in bonus bets available. All the info on oaklawnsports.com, or we're available in the Apple App Store, Google Play Store. And we have 10% profit boosts that are running daily. So for those that aren't new users, there are some things running for you, and we're working on some stuff in the background. Very excited for football season coming up. I mentioned Home Run Derby next week. Odds are on the board for that. So if you're diehard, want to jump into some Home Run Derby options, those are on the board and available.
I also wanted to talk about Monday nights over there at the Mainline Sports Bar. This week we got Anthony Lucas. He's going to join me, sit down. We're going to talk a little past Razorbacks, current Razorbacks, have a fun time catching up with Coach Lucas, and I would say more known for his receiving capabilities over the University of Arkansas as a Razorback. Take pictures, get autographs, just hang out. It'll be a fun night, family-friendly. We always want to say that. And, Zach, I also got off the phone, too. We can put this potentially on the calendar if it works out with the university. But I'm going to have a current Razorback join us via Zoom or whatever you want to call it through the stream, Fernando Carmona. So a lot of people have been asking about the offensive line situation. It'll be a good opportunity for him to hop on there and us go over film that way. I think that would be very, very interesting. And I got it confirmed yesterday or 2 days ago that August 11th, Houston Nutt will be in town joining us. That'll be on a Monday night. That should be a very fun one as well. So been appreciating the partnership I've had with y'all. It's very fun.
Yeah, no, that has me very excited, as you said. You've brought in some phenomenal guests. If people haven't been paying attention, and the event is fun. You get a great interview. You get to meet these people that, you've been big fans of, or I've been big fans of all my life, or at least as long as they've been Razorbacks. And the game night is fun, too. That's the other aspect of it. There's so much involved in this Monday night. Plus, we have food specials going on for those events. It's really a great time. I think that August 11th will be booked out even bigger than we've had in the past, and the events leading up to this have been phenomenal, so it can only get better.
I like it, man. Zach, we appreciate you. Have a good one, and I'll be seeing you Monday. And also, too, I'm assuming we'll see you, too, on the 24th at our Countdown to Kickoff.
Oh, yeah, you will see me there. I'll be there on the 24th and Monday. Can't miss it.
Perfect. Appreciate it. That's Zach Gillum. Zach, thanks so much. Have a good one. Join us
Y'all
on
have a great
Jim's
day.
Razorback Pizza Hotline.
Djokovic's taking it on the chin.
I turned my head for 2 minutes. What happened?
He's getting a mud hole stomped in his head. That's what's happening.
Exactly.
He has no answers for this young ginger Italian.
He
None.
made him mad with that ace.
I thought we turned it around with the ace. That's bad news.
No, that's
oh
yeah,
no.
He made him mad.
No, this is painful.
Oh man, before we head to break, let's talk about something good. Jones & Son, my friends over there, always taking care of their own. Over 30 years in the same location, 11121 Rodney Parham Road. And I always say this, if you've been in business, same place for over 30 years, and the number one customer are repeat customers, that means you're doing it right, okay? So the proof is just in their customers. They keep coming back because they got amazing deals. They have the highest quality diamond you're going to find at a fraction of the price. I know you usually don't put those two together, but when you're a direct diamond importer and you set your own prices, that's why you're so competitive. They want to take care of their own. And as much as they sell jewelry and all that good stuff, I will give a shout-out to Jacob and everyone at Jones & Son. Anytime there's a community event, you're always going to see them step up and make sure that they are a part of it because they care about their own. Now, when it comes to the Michael M., the Vahan, all those top brands, if you're really in the market for one, you want the best price. This is what they say. Come on in, talk to us. We'll show you what the best price is. If you don't believe us, we're not going to keep you in the store. You can go look, but we'll wait for you to come back because you won't find any better prices than at Jones & Son. And for by some chance you do, they got a best price match guarantee. All right, so they really do believe in their prices and their quality of product, and most importantly, that customer service. So go over, visit my friends at Jones & Son, 11121 Rodney Parham Road.
What drives you? Family moments, new adventures, or just the love of the open road? Whatever it is, Gwatney Chevrolet is here to help you get there. For generations, we've been more than a dealership. We've been part of life's milestones, big and small. With a team that puts you first and a car buying experience that's easy and stress-free, we're here to find the perfect vehicle for what drives you. Visit us in Jacksonville or online at GwatneyChevrolet.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself.
1, 2, 3, Wildcat!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
See Shelter Agent Steven Reiser, Seth Boyd, or Todd Martin in Jacksonville today.
Tickets are on sale now for Countdown to Kickoff, presented by Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, July 24th at the Hall, featuring Bobby Petrino and Taylon Green, plus former Hog Casey Dick. Get your tickets at LittleRockHall.com. Brought to you in part by Oaklawn Sports, the Gangster Museum and the Hattery of Hot Springs, First Trust Home Loans, AY Magazine, Arkansas Money and Politics, Tito's Handmade Vodka, Ortho Arkansas, Southern Bank, and Connect Service Solutions. Special thanks to Corky's Ribs and Barbecue and Party Time Rental and Events.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you, Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Join the zone each Monday for Game Balls and Jockstraps, brought to you by A Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Find out who made the best, average, and worst headlines in sports and entertainment each Monday as Justin and DJ give you their Game Balls and Jockstraps on the zone from 10 to 1. It's all brought to you by A Caddy's Touch Landscaping, 501-794-2770. Call today to get your landscape updated to a whole new level and be listening for Game Balls and Jockstraps only on 103.7 The Buzz.
Can't get enough of us on the radio? Follow us on Twitter at JustinAcree7, at DJ45Williams, and at CWeaver1037.
Well, the day I was born, the doc couldn't believe I came out crying Chattahoochee. Didn't take too long after that for the hair on my head to grow long in the back. Now all the girls want me to pick them up when they hear me rolling by in my pickup truck. 'Cause it sounds like the radio back in 94, you know. Hook a speaker up to my soul. It sounds like the radio. Sounds like a damn good time. Soaking up some neon light. Well, it's a little bit of fiddle and a whole lot of country gold. Yeah, my whole life sounds like the radio.
Welcome back in here to the zone. We are getting close to the top of the hour. We are going to be joined now by NFL agent Chris Turnage joining us right now. Turnage, we were talking about this profit sharing. We're just trying to make sense of it. And long story short, I didn't understand why us having this $20.5 million to disperse to our athletes. And then I said, then why do we need to cut 10% of or go back on 10% of how much money they were spending in the athletic department? That's where, Kevin Trainer got let go. A couple other people got let go because they were trying to get more money for this. And I was just like, that doesn't make sense to me. Are they saving money that they're not paying them to put towards that $20.5 million? Can you make that make sense for me?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's exactly kind of what's happening. You see some of that across some athletic departments across the country is, the savings absolutely has to go into that, $20.2 million. And you might remember last year, Jay Billis was saying, all these schools could afford it, and 100-year checks said, hey, come look at our books.
Like, we're literally spending, what we make, basically. We don't have an extra $20 million sitting around. And so that's exactly what's happening, is they're having to make some cuts, trim in other areas in order to be able to fully fund this, this $20+ million.
So some schools had the choice to opt in or out of this revenue sharing. So obviously Arkansas opting in, they feel like they have to do it just to even be able to compete. But you still have your collective on top of the money that they're going to get directly from the school as well, right?
Well, maybe. So, yeah, you're right. Schools can opt in or out. The problem is if you opt out, that's going to be used against you in recruiting big time. You don't want to go there. They're opting out. They're not even trying to pay their guys over there. So any Power 4 schools opting in, for sure, you're going to see some of these G5s that aren't. But in relation to that second part with the collective, so the clearinghouse just entered sent some guidance out regarding the collective pay, and they said that those will not be allowed, those will not be approved through this clearinghouse if it's not a true business purpose. And they said simply raising money to pay more athletes more money is not a true business purpose. So there's a big controversy right now regarding the collectives, if they're going to be allowed or not, under this. Some collectives are already saying they're going to sue and file lawsuits based on that fact if they can't participate. And so you're going to see a lot more litigation before this thing ends.
Am I wrong in thinking this? Revenue sharing, I think, helps level the playing field. But then you still have that on top of what all these other schools are able to raise by their boosters on their own, even though that's still a way of them technically just paying them for play. Am I wrong in thinking of, let's just be happy with the 20.5 and divvy that up as you see fit? And then these players that actually have marketing value go get their deals on their own. Like, if you really want $8 million, then be good enough to have Nike give you $8 million. Because that's what NIL was supposed to be for. The Livy Dunns of the world, or what Angel Reese did at LSU. They were able to be marketable people that these brands reached out to them, but not the collective, a.k.a. the schools, trying to pay them. Am I wrong of thinking, is that not the way that this should be here? In a perfect world.
No, I back you 100%. And NCAA gets a bad rap, and I'm not here to defend the NCAA, but this is the whole reason why they previously said, athletes can't be paid and all this is because people would use it as pay for play, even though they said they're trying to use them for advertising or whatever. And that's exactly what it's become. And so, no, you're exactly right, DJ. The rev share should level the playing field to say, hey, everybody's making the same. And then, if you've got a Livy Dunn that has 1 million followers on Instagram, and she can go truly bring value to a company because she tweets out something, then go do that. And that's where I think then these collectives, again, you're going to see the new legislation, new clearinghouse is trying to cut them out, and they're trying to stay involved. And I think you're going to go back to where 15 years ago, to where you're still going to have then a bunch of money under the table coming because these schools want to give these athletes more instead of that 20.2. So I think you're always going to have some schools who are saying, well, they're offering $1 million and we're at our cap. Let's give them $1.2 million, and we got to do them, the $200,000 underneath the table.
Well, they've been doing that for a long time. It won all international championship.
Exactly right.
Got Reggie Bush, Mama House. They've been doing that for a while.
No doubt.
So if you were the liaison between the two, let's just say the NCAA clearinghouse and these people, say you're representing all collectives, what would be the best thing moving forward? Is there some type of imaginary world where you could come up with a cap for each team and each collective? Kind of like what Deion Sanders was saying in his press conference at their media days.
Well, I think that's where the issue is even if you put a cap on, the collectives are still going to say, well, hey, that's antitrust because you're capping it, and Tennessee may say, hey, we're raising more money. It's not our fault that, Alabama is slacking off and their boosters aren't as committed. It's not our fault. We should be able to give more. So I think you're still going to have that issue even if you put a cap with these collectives. I like theoretically what you said, DJ, to say, look, guys, you're getting $20.2 million divided up. Like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
We don't need the collectives anymore to, quote, pay for play. Let's just go. If you can get those other deals that you're talking about and you're truly marketable, let's do that. So I that would be a perfect world. I don't think that's going to happen, but because the collectives are truly, circumventing, they're not using the name, image, likeness of this player. They're just saying, yeah, we want you to come play. Kind of like, the guy that said all Texas starting offensive linemen are going to get $50 grand. Well, he's saying that before he even knows who they are. So clearly he's not using their name, image, likeness, for anything. So, I mean, it's a weird world we're living in right now, and I think you're going to see, more issues pop up before it's resolved. Now, there is some legislation that's proposed, in the House right now of the U.S., and so if that passes, I think then it grants some antitrust liability to the NCAA, and it codifies this House settlement into law, and so that would solve a lot of issues. I just don't know that it's going to get through, both chambers there.
Has this been going on long enough for you to have a big enough sample size of seeing how some of these players that are, entering the portal each year chasing the check? Have you seen it happen yet to where it end up hurting this person's potential to actually staying at one place, developing, becoming a better player, and making it to the NFL? I mean, because these players that are bouncing around, I think Jalen Catalong to be an example, school after school after school after school, is that hurting his chances of getting to the NFL because he's missing so much development?
I think so. No, I think that there's a lot of examples out there, and I've talked with scouts, and they say, man, if this guy would just develop. I've seen some where it's a FCS or a G5, they go up to Power 4, and all of a sudden they don't start, and they're not playing, 70, 80 snaps a game like they were. They're playing 20 or 30. Well, that obviously then affects them. That hurts their chances because it didn't pan out or they didn't develop the way they could. They didn't stay, how many times you hear about when you're talking about a team, oh, they've got the offensive coordinator back for 2 years, so they're really developing, or they've been with Petrino for 2 years now. It's the same thing for the player. If you're there, you're going to be able to accentuate your talents, learn more, and develop. And so I think absolutely they're hurting some of the development. And, there were guys last year that would talk to me. I didn't end up representing, but he's like, oh, well, this other school's offering me $10 grand more. I want to go take it. I'm like, dude, you're leaving for $10 grand. You're a starter on your team. What is $10 grand in the grand scheme of things for you? So it's, I think the mindset of some of these guys has got to change.
All right, Turners, we appreciate you. Thanks so much, man. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Have a good one.
Listen for Champs and Chumps on Fridays during The Zone. Brought to you by Ouachita Bar and Grill on Central Avenue in Hot Springs and BKC Home Builders, building premier homes in Hot Springs.
Looking for burgers, barbecue, beer, bourbon, ball games, and brunch? Look no further than Ouachita Bar and Grill, 915 Central Avenue in beautiful downtown Hot Springs. Ouachita Bar and Grill, family and pet friendly, with indoor and outdoor seating available. Bingo Bango Brunch, served on Sundays from 11 till 3, with live music Thursday through Saturday. Take a look on Facebook to see what events they've got going on this week, and join the fun at Ouachita Bar and Grill, Central Avenue, downtown Hot Springs.
Luxury Pool and Spa in Conway and Russellville, designing in-ground custom pools since 1976. Your reliable source for a new in-ground custom pool. Luxury Pool and Spa is your pool and spa chemical super headquarters. Bringing a water sample and their trained professionals will ensure your levels are correct and safe. They carry Pentair pool equipment, and they are now an authorized Polywood dealer. Plenty of spas on the showroom floor by Hot Spring, Caldera, and Fantasy. Live the life of luxury with Luxury Pool and Spa. That's LuxuryPoolArkansas.com.
A lot of talk.
Why do you have to talk like that?
And a lot more attitude.
You have a problem? Turn off your station.
1037 The Buzz. KABZ Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
The Department of Corrections answered questions from state lawmakers over the escape of convicted murderer Grant Hardin at a legislative committee meeting. The Corrections Department says Grant Hardin was working the kitchen on May 25th. He was left unsupervised and disguised himself as a corrections officer. Investigators don't believe anyone intentionally helped Hardin escape. Instead, the Corrections Department blames worker complacency and has fired 2 prison employees as a result. A critical incident review is underway to find any cracks in the system and hopes to have it complete in the next 10 days. More than $735,000 in funding will be used to improve rural roads across the state. The money comes from the Arkansas Unpaved Roads program. The goal is to protect water quality, reduce erosion, and improve safety along unpaved roads. Funding will be split between 12 county projects. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
We've got a hot and humid forecast for this Friday with high temperatures in the mid-90s and a 20% chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm. Partly cloudy conditions for tonight, lows in the mid-70s. A 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms for your Saturday with high temperatures into the mid to lower 90s. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Christopher Pipkin.
Benihana Happy Hour Specials, $3, $6, $9. Sushi, food, and cocktails. Available 5 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday at Benihana Bar.
The GM Giant, Crane Buick GMC in Conway, is your #1 source for high-quality Buicks and GMCs. Shop Sierras, Yukons, Enclaves, and more. Nobody beats the GM Giant's huge Crane cash discounts and low price guarantee. Buy with 0 down and get the Crane commitment. If your car doesn't say Crane on it, then you paid too much. Shop the GM Giant, Crane Buick GMC on Amity Road in Conway, or visit CraneTeamConway.com today. GMC, we are professional grade.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can. Only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Are you tired of that old, outdated bathtub but not sure who to call? Use a contractor you can trust. Bath Makeover of Arkansas offers a 5-year workmanship warranty, a lifetime product warranty, and a dedicated 800 number just for warranty claims. And every estimate comes with a price lock guarantee. We are your trusted local source for high-quality, American-made baths and showers installed in as little as 1 day, featuring our revolutionary new laser-etched shower wall systems. Call 1-800-NEW-BATH during our 60-60-60 sale. Receive 60% off installation of a new bath or shower with 60-month financing options, senior and military discounts, plus receive a $60 Visa gift card with purchase. And call 1-800-NEW-BATH now for a bonus, a free $25 Starbucks gift card with your free in-home estimate. Call 1-800-NEW-BATH. That's 1-800-NEWBATH.
Shipments of spring and summer fashions are arriving at Bell & Sword. That means swimwear from Saks, Peter Millar golfwear and shirts, Johnny O's store within a store. Be sure to check out the Faraday line and Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. So hurry in for a great value on quality men's clothing at Bell & Sword for your spring and summer items, and you'll look fantastic. Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street in downtown Conway on Facebook and Instagram. So Restaurant and Bar is open under new management. Original chef Joseph Salguero is back with a unique menu. So Restaurant and Bar has been around since 2006 in the heart of Wooded Rock's historic Hillcrest neighborhood on Kavanaugh Boulevard. Experience fine dining right in your backyard. They offer 3 separate event spaces or the ability to rent out the restaurant for any type of event or party, plus multiple catering options. View their menu, make reservations, or rent their event space at SoRestaurantAR.com. SoRestaurantAR.com.
Wow, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken.
Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Make your yard the envy of the neighborhood with top quality equipment from Cabot Outdoors. Right now, purchase a Hustler Fast Track Series mower and receive your choice of a free 3,500 PSI pressure washer or inverter 2,200 watt generator. An unbeatable bonus of up to $799. But hurry, supplies are limited and offer ends July 31st. The Hustler Fast Track delivers precision, comfort, and durability for homeowners who demand more. Stop by Cabot Outdoors, 901 South Pond Street in Cabot, and find them on Facebook.
You're in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort. Now, here's Justin Acree and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know, but no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Tox picking it up. Let's go.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still even in starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him because he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, now the picture connects. Never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote. His will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds. The skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80% gear, be 100%.
All right, welcome back in. Last hour of the zone. Philip Martin in the house. I'm very thankful for him to be in here because at 12:55 I purchased tickets to go watch Superman. And now AMC, they have that new thing put out to where they have more ads and actually commercials, not just trailers.
Right.
So I got about 35 minutes before it actually starts, right? I think it is. I think they put out a time out there. So
Yeah.
Where do you go usually?
By the house, Chanel 9. Now, they say that this movie is best seen in IMAX, I'm assuming. So I'm going to watch it in IMAX. But I'll tell you, I ended up watching F1 at the theater. Where I call it the Rave. I'm not sure what it's
Colonel
called.
Glenn,
I'm very impressed with their theater. It's really nice.
It's a good theater.
Only problem with IMAX.
It's usually where
chairs aren't. They're not comfy. They don't work
No.
out for me. You know.
You got to be in the right spot in IMAX too.
Okay, where do you sit?
If you
Center.
get the center
Try to
front,
get
center
better,
front,
yeah.
not too close to the front, but center
Yeah.
front, I think is the best in the IMAX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on over here?
And normally I like to sit on the aisle. Just
Yeah. Thoughts on the movie? You kind of said first hour.
Well, yeah, it's James Gunn, who I think is interesting, and
He's almost the Francis Ford Coppola of comic book movies.
It devolves into a comic book movie, okay, with all the action and stuff like that.
Right.
But the first hour is really good. It's
Yeah.
really some character, and Superman, of course, is not my favorite character just because he's
all powerful.
Yeah,
He's
but I
not-
love Crypto. I love the dog.
Okay,
And-
cool.
Yeah.
So
I can't take my wife to see it because of certain things that happen to
Okay,
dogs in the
yeah.
movie. Yeah.
So the thing is, for a while, MCU has just been blowing it out of the water when they first started, and
Yeah.
everybody's like, "When is DC going to pick it up?" They bring in James Gunn, who did the
Guardians movies.
Guardians of the
Guardians
Galaxy.
movies, which are very fun.
Yeah.
So all the colors and all that stuff,
And the
probably
pop
say,
culture stuff
Yeah,
and all that, yeah.
Is he going to be the answer for DC moving forward?
I don't know. I think that in a way that all these, I think it's cyclical, and I think we're really kind of cycling out of comic book movies now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're always going to be there, but I don't think they're going to be.
They're not the
dominant, form. I think we're cycling out of them. I think that, the thing about this is kind of a weird Superman, which is better than a boring Superman, or better, but it's not going to be like one of the Batman, like the Christopher Nolan Batman.
Dark
Yeah,
Knight,
It's not
yeah.
going to be something that people are talking about 10, 15, 20 years down
Got
the
you.
line. At the same time, like I said, it's really enjoyable.
Okay,
and
good.
if you like the genre, which I am on record as saying I can take or leave, you probably really like it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what the fan reaction has been.
It's
but
been good.
It has been good.
Yeah.
I can imagine. This guy, Corn Sweat or whatever his name
Yeah.
is he's
Is that
he's
the
a
new-
lot more fun than Henry
Cavill,
Yeah,
yeah.
He's a lot more. He's just a better fit for the role, I think. I know he's got a little bit of humor about him, and he's he's fun to watch. And
I never was a big Superman fan. I like Batman.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Superman, I just think is too much.
Right.
But the line from Kill Bill 2, when she is with her baby daddy at the end. Have you seen Kill Bill?
Yes, I have, but don't ask me to quote anything.
Okay,
I've seen them all.
She's with Bill at the end.
She's with Bill.
She's with Bill at the end, and he talks about Superman, and it's one of my favorite things in the whole movie.
Superman, where he's talking about how Superman is.
He wakes up as
critique.
Superman,
Yeah.
but his critique on the human race.
Yeah, it's like this
Yes.
is what
Clark Kent.
Clark Kent is what Superman thinks we are.
It's pretty
weak and all that. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty solid.
I actually used that
Not bad.
last month in a piece I wrote in the perspective section.
Really?
Yeah, I started. I wrote a piece on Superman before I saw the movie. I wrote a
Okay,
piece on
nice.
Superman, and I used that to start it off.
It's awesome. Yeah, Pigskin, he goes on to just talk about how all these other superheroes, like Bruce Wayne, his alter ego is Batman.
Mhm.
Right.
You know, Barry Allen's alter ego is the Flash. Superman's alter ego is Clark Kent.
Is this? Yeah, this
Yeah.
He's playing a human.
Yeah.
Milk Toast reporter. Yeah.
We were giving it on the show Monday, Roger and I, to Brother Neighbors. He had never heard of Burt Ward.
Oh,
I'm like, you gotta hear, the Ward of Batman, Dick Grayson. No, I don't know who he is. I'm like, it's Robin. It's Burt Ward. I didn't know that. I'm like, you gotta know that.
All right, well, forgive me because
That's Adam West Batman, right?
Yeah, the original. You guys gotta watch it.
Okay, fair. Well,
That show's so ridiculous.
We're already into it. We might as well keep it going.
It's a little campy.
Let's
Yeah.
go ahead and
Bam,
get to our entertainment report.
Today's entertainment report is brought to you by Bell & Sword Gentlemen's Clothing in Conway. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram or stop by Bell & Sword's new and larger location at 1011 Oak Street.
Are you aware of how Bill, the actor, died? David Carradine?
God.
Like in the movie? Or
No,
in real life.
Hopefully it wasn't to the palm pressure point.
The
thing.
New York Post had the best headline I've ever seen in my life. It had his picture and it said, "Hung Fu."
What? They said that?
He died from autoerotic asphyxiation.
Oh,
He hanged himself.
Yeah, he was.
But he didn't mean to. He was just.
Well, supposedly.
Apparently didn't
yeah.
mean to.
I don't think he did.
He wouldn't want
he
to
had
be
his
found
pants.
like
He
that.
had his pants down.
Yeah, he wouldn't want
while
to be
he was
found
hanging
like
himself. If that leads you to any.
That ain't good.
No, it's not good.
That ain't. I feel like you. Never mind. Go ahead.
It's unfortunately a funny way to die.
I feel like you gotta have someone there just in case, right?
I guess. I don't know how many times he tried it before, but
Oh Lord, that's awful. Sorry, Bill. Go ahead.
The first ever Hermes Birkin bag sold at Sotheby's Paris
Yeah, I
on
saw
Thursday.
that.
Wow.
You want to guess for how much? Do you know?
Yes, I know.
Okay. Other people, do you not know how much it went for?
I saw it, $10,000.
I would guess
No.
it went for.
$10,000.
I would guess it went for $250,000, but I don't.
How about 10 million?
How about 10 million?
10 million?
What?
Okay.
10.1 to be
And
exact.
and the strap doesn't even come off. It's the only Birkin bag that doesn't have a detachable strap.
Yeah.
If I bought a purse for $10,000 or $10 million, I wouldn't have anything to put in it.
So these things.
Purses are expensive.
Yeah, these
what I
Birkin
heard.
bags usually go for about $400K on average
Yeah.
at auction. Sometimes more, sometimes less. So I've been doing some research
Wow.
because it popped up on the thing. The reason
So you
this
in the
bag,
market?
No.
You gonna buy a Birkin?
How about this? Even if I was in the market, I couldn't buy one. You have to
Yeah.
be invited to buy one.
Yeah,
it's
you do.
one of the most exclusive items you can purchase.
Yeah.
It's almost like if somebody says you're going to go pull up to a lotion and golf around. No, don't work like that.
Yeah,
I got you a couple $1 million. It's invitation type thing.
Right.
So this lady, Jane
To
Birkin,
have a Birkin at all?
Yes.
Or
Yes, you have to
Really?
be invited. Yeah, you
Yeah.
just can't buy one.
Yeah.
did not know
She's
that.
a collector, and
So Jane Birkin, before this
Yeah,
was
the
the thing, she's sitting next, or she's on a flight with what's his name? The designer. You said it.
Hermes.
Hermes, yeah. And she's on a flight, and she's talking about the bag she has isn't big enough, and she would like a bigger bag to put her stuff in. So this dude's like, all right. So he grabs a barf bag on one of the old school old planes and sketches up a Birkin. And it had 7 different elements to this bag, one of which is she liked to keep her fingernails closed, so it had a little attachment, it had a fingernail clipper on it. You know, so that's just one of the 7 elements. But, yeah, it looks run down. It's all beat up, but, yeah, for $10 million. I don't know why I know so much about this Birkin bag, but.
that's just going to get aggregated. D.J. Williams breaks down the Birkin bag.
Locked in, man.
Yeah.
I was just,
I love that. Yeah.
It popped up on a trivia day,
Yeah.
and I was like, why are these things so expensive? And then I learned a little bit about
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Exclusive.
I only know about him because of rap. And
A Birkin
I was
bag?
talking about getting a Birkin. or
I mean,
something.
I think the only reason somebody would buy a Birkin is for people to know that
status.
They
It's a
have one.
status. Yeah.
Yeah,
because
status.
everybody can't
It's
get
like Diddy having 6 kookaroos. So,
What's a
what about
kookaroo?
a kookaroo? I got 6 of them. I don't know, but it was in Get Him to the Greek. I liked it a lot.
Hey,
how many kookaroos do you have? None. I have 6 kookaroos.
That is a good movie.
Yeah, I thought he did a really good job in the movie until I figured out
he was himself.
He was just pretty much being himself.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I bet Russell Brand has some kookaroos now.
Russell has.
What kind of status does 1,000 bottles of Johnson & Johnson get you?
Oh my goodness. Well,
It's
you
an
think
elite- it's an elite
you'd be
company.
able to at least buy it wholesale and not retail.
Yeah.
So,
His
I mean,
Costco manufacturer is probably
I'm
pretty
saying.
happy he's getting out.
I imagine.
Maybe
Yeah,
anyway,
Costco.
maybe. So of course this weekend we talked about it a little bit earlier, but Superman's out this weekend. It's I think basically the only movie out this weekend.
Basically, everything runs away from it. Yeah, there probably is something else, but it's not.
So we're in the season of blockbusters. I think
Yeah.
it started with F1, right? Was that
Yeah.
the first summer blockbuster?
Yeah, I don't know. You could probably go back to
Maybe
to
Lilo and
May.
Stitch. Lilo and
Yeah.
Stitch.
Yeah, Lilo and Stitch. And I mean, but yeah, every week there's going to be something that comes out.
So we got
Jurassic
Lilo and
Park.
Stitch, then we got Jurassic last week,
Yeah,
and then did you see it?
No, and I'm glad I didn't. I mean, it's like, I couldn't be fair to that movie.
I saw
I
it.
couldn't.
And I can be fair to that movie.
Yeah, it was awful.
It was
wasn't
awful.
Yeah, that's what everybody's
So
saying.
bad.
Almost everybody is saying.
And of course it did. It cleaned up the box office because people
Yeah,
just
of
want
course.
to go watch
Nothing else
the
to see.
dinosaurs. This week we get Superman, and then next week, don't we get Fantastic Four?
Fantastic Four.
The
again,
first
yeah.
family of the MCU coming to the big screen.
First family of Marvel. It is
Yeah.
kind of odd how the MCU kind of changed the perceptions of superheroes, where Iron Man was like a B tier comic
Yeah.
book character.
Yeah.
And it was always Fantastic Four and Spider-Man. They
Yeah.
were the most
Yeah.
popular there was.
Oh.
But of course, they weren't owned by, or Sony and Fox had the rights to make them. So
Right.
Oh, X-Men. X-Men were also
X-Men.
Yeah.
top tier.
But-
But now Iron Man and the Avengers, they were
I
the
think
most popular.
I think you can, attribute a lot of that to Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Just his
He played that role so
Charismatic, yeah.
He actually played the hell out of that role.
Yeah, he did.
I think he kind of altered the way all the comic book movies went, because even if a character wasn't quippy or quirky,
Yeah.
everyone got one-liners.
Mhm.
Like, it didn't matter who the character was. They all have one-liners now because of Robert Downey Jr.
Who's your favorite Robert Downey Jr. portrayal? People like Tony Stark. I love him as Sherlock Holmes. I thought that was
Those were good
Tropic
movies.
Thunder.
Yeah.
Kirk Lazarus.
I would do anything for him to come
I
back.
liked him in Zodiac.
I'm a dude playing another
Great
dude
Zodiac.
inside another dude.
Zodiac is great. It's
Best.
burned out
Zodiac
all
is a
over
great
the-
movie.
Yeah, it is.
That's
It
my
really
favorite Fincher movie, I think.
Yeah, I think Zodiac's wonderful. Yeah.
He was good in The Judge, the one with Robert Downey.
Oh,
or
yeah.
Robert
That's
Duvall.
true.
He
That's
was
a
good in
movie.
Back to School with
Yes.
Rodney Dangerfield. He
Yeah.
played the weird friend.
There was a
of
movie
Keith
he was
Gordon.
in.
Yeah.
Less than zero.
Oh my
Way
goodness!
back in the- way
Less
back in
than
the day.
zero just gutted me when I
Yeah.
watched it. I hated James Spader for a long time because of Less Than Zero. Then my wife is watching him and all this stuff, and I'm like, I hate that guy. It's like, why? I said, you remember him in Less Than Zero? He was really awful
He
to
was in
Robert
that-
Downey
You,
Jr.
you remember him as Secretary?
Oh man, yeah, with Gyllenhaal. Oh my goodness,
Maggie,
yeah,
yeah.
that was
You want me
rough.
to really nerd
You
out
don't
for
need
you?
to see Secretary, DJ. And
Yeah.
Christian, you don't either. You guys are too young. for
I
this.
went to Secretary's party at the Toronto International Film Festival.
Oh my goodness.
That was a lot of fun.
So you said James Spader was very awful to Robert Downey Jr. in that movie?
Less Than Zero.
Yeah.
Less
yes.
than zero.
He was also very awful to him as Ultron in Avengers, because James Spader voiced
Voiced
the
Ultron,
villain.
yeah.
No
who-
way.
And his biggest
Oh,
arch
man.
nemesis was Iron Man and Robert Downey Jr. Look at that.
I bet Robert Downey Jr. was having nightmares.
Of James Spader?
Yeah, about
Hey,
Spader.
He's hunting him
Yeah.
down.
Who'd have thought in 06 Robert Downey Jr. would rebound?
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
after he made
his
the Shaggy
his
Dog.
career was DOA,
Yeah.
and he was brought back from the dead.
The Pickup Artist. Remember that? Yeah,
Uh,
that was about the that was
Molly
about
Ringwald.
The low point. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
about
Did
the
you
low
ever
point.
see the movie, and this is maybe awful radio, me trying to explain what movie this is, but it had him and Kiefer Sutherland in it, and it was around the Vietnam era, and they were draft dodgers.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Yeah.
I can't remember what it
They
was.
went to Canada?
Yes.
Yeah, I have seen that.
What is
Solid
that?
movie, though.
I can't remember the
It
name.
is
Yes.
good. It is
Yeah.
good. I can't remember it either, but it's good.
Oh, those are two serious actors right there.
Is there? That's about all I have for entertainment. But is there any more anything on TV to watch? Anything coming out on Netflix?
Well, I dropped an album last week.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
Let's get it. Yes.
Tiger Town is out everywhere you can get digital stuff. So
Nice.
there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So, DJ, you brought up a question. What kind of car would you have if you could have any car?
Today is National Car Collector Day.
National Car
Right.
Collector Day.
I know what I want.
I would take the Mercedes convertible that Bobby Ewing had on Dallas.
That's very nice.
That's it?
That
What's a
two-door.
430? 430?
That's I love that car.
Yeah, it's a great car.
Philip, where you at?
67 Pontiac GTO, drop top.
Ooh.
He knows exactly.
He knows.
That's it.
What color?
Probably green.
Ooh.
And I'm not a green car guy, but that car in green is
Pops.
Is that from a movie or?
No, I just remember them. I just remember 66, 67. They over under headlights in the nice grill. That's kind of a.
It's like in Gran Torino, green.
Yeah,
That some cars just work in green.
Yeah, it just
Triumph,
works in-
green.
Triumph,
okay,
yeah.
that's it.
What about you? Car of choice.
Man, I'd have to think about it.
Yeah, me too.
I don't have a
Pops
good
off.
answer off the top of my head.
Me neither.
I like those like 60s, like Mach 1 Mustangs.
The big ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Kinda
wouldn't
like
be the Chevette that my dad got me when I went to college.
Yeah.
But what's the coolest? What is the coolest car you ever had?
Oh, 1958 MGA convertible.
That is pretty cool.
It was awesome, man.
Yeah,
awesome.
I can't top that.
I
Yeah.
never really liked them, but I can't think of a more smoother ride than the Cadillac that my grandma had. That thing was
those things.
smooth.
My mom had a Cadillac.
Because every
that
once in a
was
while,
wonderful.
the ceiling or the roof, whatever fabric that was, would start dropping down. We had to put pins in there to stop it every once in a while.
And it was that old, but it still had a good ride.
Thing
Oh,
was
yeah.
smooth,
That's
thing.
impressive.
Yeah.
Big
That's
steering
good.
wheel, just
There's not a lot of Cadillacs on the road 10 years later. They didn't hold
No.
up. Subarus, everybody's got a Subaru.
Subaru
Oh, it's
everywhere.
15 years
Yeah.
old. It's doing great.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
my Tahoe lasted me 14 good years.
Nice. Ours did too. My wife drove that thing 275,000 miles.
It was up there.
It's still driving somewhere. So she sold some kid in the neighborhood.
How about
So,
that?
yeah.
Let's line up birthdays. All right.
We're going to give away Beer Fest / Margarita Fest
That's
tickets. They will be sent via email. And also, if you get second, you'll have the option to go to the Arkansas Travelers game tomorrow if you want to. So first and
we're
second.
handing out participation trophies.
Yes.
Is that what we're doing
Yes,
now?
we are.
I
Fair
saw
enough.
the Travelers in August are having a night at the park with Bluey and Bingo.
Oh, wow.
So anybody's
Bluey
got
night.
little kids or
Yes.
grandkids,
Yeah.
you should be out there for that.
That'll be. So we got somebody calling up online. Well, we need 3 players or 3 callers.
I hope
We
it's
just
a
got 3
dog
right
night.
now. Don't forget, he talked about Beer Fest and the Margarita Fest, Rock City, that is. That'll be July 19th at the State House Convention Center. Oaklawn is going to be the presenting sponsor. We also have Tito's Homemade Vodka, Lion Legal. You can get tickets right now at Stubbs.net or follow a link at 1037thebuzz.com. Make sure you head on out and hang out. It will be a fun event. Been a few times and so many different vendors. They got couple pop-ups as far as getting you some food indoor. You absolutely got to love that. So Justin will be the MC of the evening, having a great time. Once again, that will be July 19th at the State House Convention Center. We got our callers lined up. Let's get to it.
Birthday Trivia in the Zone is brought to you by Brewski's Pub and Grub. Your home for lunch, happy hour, and late night. With locations in Little Rock and North Little Rock. Come get your grub on.
Today's my mom's birthday.
Just confirmed, Chris Gregg will be joining us,
Nice.
former tight end for the University of Arkansas Razorbacks, will be joining us to count down to kickoff. Texted me 12 minutes ago. So he and Casey Dick, we're trying to get 2 people who also played with Coach Petrino. You got to think, Casey Dick to Chris Gregg, there was a play that was called that saved us on embarrassment in Little Rock at War Memorial Stadium. It was a 4th down. I think we were playing Louisiana Monroe, and it was the infamous Cowboy Go Get It pass. A lot of people have heard about it, but Gregg's freshman year goes up on a 4th down and keeps that game going, so we didn't end up losing to an out-of-conference team. So he'll be joining us. He is right now coaching football in Dallas at South Oak Cliff. Very historic football program there. So
a lot of athletes that come out of Oak Cliff.
Everywhere, right?
Yeah, big time.
All right, let's go ahead and get to it. A little birthday trivia.
All right, here we go. JB, you will be with DJ. Fred, you will be with Philip. And Gary, you will be with Pigskin. It's a decent.
Get ready to win, Gary.
It's a decent.
I feel it.
I should know this day, but I don't.
Decent birthday day here, and we got 2 from tomorrow. Audio clue.
Ditto.
Nope.
Oh, I know this.
Suzanne Vega.
Yes,
It is Suzanne Vega.
My name is Luca.
Tom's,
I live on the second
Tom's
floor.
Diner.
Tom's Diner. Very
Corner.
good. Yes.
There's like a remake going on right now with these 2 guys. It's kind of fire.
Yeah, I've actually
Have you
seen that.
Yeah.
And
I like it.
she just released a new album like a month ago.
How old is Suzanne Vega of Tom's Diner fame?
Suzanne Vega she looks great for 67.
Phil?
61.
65.
She is 66. No point awarded.
Wow.
All right, another one. The guitarist of this band.
Well, it's Bon Jovi, but who's the
Richie Sambora.
It is Richie Sambora.
Again, I'm on a delay.
You were close.
It's not fair.
You were in the neighborhood, Philip.
I used to play this on Guitar Hero.
The former Mr. Heather Locklear.
I had this
Yes.
down. I think it was actually Rock Band this was on.
I think it was Rock Band.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tina Brown had that at her house. I remember.
she?
Yeah,
Oh, my
I was
God.
watching people play. She said, "You want to play?" I said, "No, I would like to keep what's left of my dignity intact." So,
How
be fun.
old is Richie Sambora, Philip?
57.
64.
66.
He is 66. Bingo, bango.
right in the
Everybody's
middle.
66. Everybody's 66.
All right,
Big
sort
day.
of audio clue. This is not her song, but she is in this song.
Missy
Christina
Elliott.
Aguilera, Missy Elliott, Pink.
She also
Maya.
She also had a
Little Kim.
song.
I felt like I named. Is she a singer in it? But no.
Will Kim. It is Will Kim.
Okay. All right. I'll say I named all of them.
You're gonna say Patti LaBelle,
Yeah.
Lady Marmalade.
Original, yes.
This video was fire back in the day.
Yeah, it was.
How old is Little Kim? DJ. Or
Lil'
no,
Kim-
it's
yeah,
Pigskin.
okay.
Is it me? Little Kim is 47.
I feel like that's not a bad guess. 50.
She is 50.
All right.
It's
Look
a good
at-
day. It's a
look
good
at
day
you.
for DJ.
Good day for DJ. How many we got left? Can we be done?
No, we have 4.
No. Oh,
that's
it's
one
not
of
over.
those.
Still plenty of game left. This Hall of Fame wide receiver played most notably for the Texans. He is out
Andre
of
Johnson.
Yes, it is.
Very good.
Winning the Hall of Fame last year. How old
Is
is
he the
An-
only Hall of Fame receiver for the Texans?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has to be.
I don't know who else.
They haven't
I
existed
think
that
so.
long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe DeAndre Hopkins gets in one day.
Would he? Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, but it takes
Would
wide
he go?
receivers a while to get in because
Yeah.
of the backlog.
Does.
Okay.
How old is Andre Johnson, DJ?
We need to get in that fight with
Cortland
dude
Finnegan?
Yeah. I'm 43.
41.
40.
Yeah.
He is 44. Another DJ point. DJ's running away with it
Yeah.
today.
Good grief.
What's going
I'll
on?
concede.
Oh.
This Danish tennis player has one Grand Slam win to her name. She was in several notable relationships as like
Maria
JJ Watt,
Sharapova.
Oh, I
but
know
she
who
is
you're
married to
talking
David
about.
Lee, the former Nick and Warrior.
Yeah, the former Dick. Yeah.
Oh, good grief. Is Rory McIlroy's old
Yes.
girlfriend.
Yes.
Gone it?
Yes, I can.
Oh, my goodness.
David Lee, God, actually a good player.
One-time All-Star.
Yeah, actually a good player.
You gave me your initials, I'd get it.
I
What
can't.
spurred
I
the-
don't know.
What spurred the Golden State Dynasty was benching David Lee and starting
Exactly.
Draymond, though.
It was.
Get rid of Mark Jackson.
That too.
No doubt.
It is Caroline Wozniacki.
Wozniacki.
Yeah,
Oh,
Wozzy.
good grief.
Yeah, that's. I feel
I knew
bad
she
now.
dated. I didn't know her name. That's really bad.
She won a Grand Slam. I don't remember which one it was. Anyway, these are tomorrow's birthdays. This guy played at Arkansas. In the NBA, he played for quite a few teams,
Joe
including
Johnson.
the
Corliss
Rockets
Williamson.
and the Clippers.
Patrick
Patrick
Beverly.
Beverly.
He's still in it.
I think DJ got there.
Close.
I give it to him.
Pat Bev.
It is P. Bev.
Yep.
How old is P. Bev?
Not invited
Last
to Russell
played-
Westbrook's birthday
He's
party.
not. They don't like each other.
They hate each other's guts.
Well, he knocked
blew his
him out of
knee out.
playoffs.
Oh, I remember
Yeah.
that play. Who's it on me?
Never forgive him for it.
No,
He's-
it was
okay.
big.
Yeah, how old is P.
He's
Bev?
older than me. Not by much. 41.
37.
He is 37. Philip's on the
Nice.
board.
All right,
On the board,
Philip.
Finally.
He's on the
Was he
board.
there when I was there?
Probably.
Yeah,
I have
probably
trouble
07.
thinking
He
of it
was
that
only there
old.
for like a year or two.
Yeah.
Okay,
A
I'm
year,
I don't think
I
he was
think
there
so.
the whole time.
Yeah, he was
so.
there a year.
Yeah, a year. There you go.
And then he went overseas, and then he
Right.
made his way back into the league. This guy was the MVP of the NBA this past season.
Shea
Gilgeous Alexander.
Alexander.
I struggle with it.
SGA, exactly.
It really doesn't matter who got the
Pigskin
point, but
got
how
it.
old will SGA be tomorrow?
25.
19. No, he's a.
26, right?
No,
Must be 27.
24.
27 tomorrow.
27.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
JB.
He was on the Clippers first.
So he's an 8-year-old, 8-year overnight success.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
He's
good
been
for
around,
him.
Yeah.
JB, stay on the line. You have won tickets to go to the Beer Fest / Margarita Festival. And then, Fred, you can also stay on the line because you can go to the Travelers game tomorrow if you
Nice.
would like.
Sorry, Gary. I thought we
I
would
finished
win.
second?
I didn't
How'd
see.
that happen?
I didn't see
It was a late
DJ
comeback.
coming out of nowhere.
Hey, I got some birthday ages right.
Did.
We had
Got some bingo
266.
bangos.
You got a lot
Yeah,
of
back to
bingo
back.
I got
bangos. That's a big
266.
Wow,
thing.
what are the
Yeah.
odds?
Like I said, I should know this date because
I
it's
can
my
get
mom's
you.
birthday. My
I can
mom's
get with you
88
within
today.
2 years of
Nice.
somebody's birthday, but I
Sure.
usually miss it.
That's
See,
why I
I
like
would
when
have
y'all
missed
go
your
first.
mom's birthday. So
Yeah, I should know who else is on that day.
Mm-hmm.
You fish, Philip? You big fisher?
No.
Okay.
I think I have fish, but no, I don't. actively
Sorry, I
fish.
had an intrusive thought. All right, we're set. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll be back with more Zone on the other side.
Something inside has died, and I can't hide, and I just can't fake it.
Randy brings Drive Time Sports back to Searcy this afternoon for the Sonic Air Raid 7v7 tournament at Harding University, presented by Double B's.
This is Sports Center.
Couple Americans have a chance to take home some hardware at Wimbledon. First, it's Taylor Fritz and Carlos Alcaraz in the first of two semifinals in London. The second semifinal will be between Novak Djokovic and number 1 seed Yannick Sinner. The championship will be played on Sunday. And then on the women's side, it's Amanda Anisimova. She'll take on Iga Swiatek in the championship match after the number 13 seed upset number 1 seed Ariana Sabalenka yesterday in 3 sets. That championship match will take place tomorrow morning. We are now just 50 days away from Arkansas Razorbacks football returning. They'll take on Alabama A&M on Saturday, August 30th. The game will start at 3:15. You can catch it right here on 103.7 The Buzz. I'm Josh Neighbors for The Buzz Radio Network. Morning Mayhem has teamed up with Moe's Southwest Grill to deliver lunch to one hardworking office each week. Register your office to win at 1037thebuzz.com. One office each week will get a catered lunch for up to 15 people delivered by our friends at Moe's Southwest Grill and hosted by Roger and Baz. To learn more about Moe's Catering, email moescatering@moesar.com.
BKC Home Builders are the premier home builders, providing custom builds and remodels. No matter what size your dream is, BKC will walk you through all the phases, from house plans to landscaping, to make your custom home as beautiful as you imagine. The team at BKC will be with you through the entire process. If you're looking for commercial building or remodeling, BKC has your commercial needs covered as well. BKCHomebuilders.com or find them on Facebook. That's BKC Home Builders in Hot Springs.
This is the Pigskin Preacher bringing you the word. The swan song of the Razorbacks in Omaha has some locals wondering if the Omahogs are cursed or jinxed. I can understand that. So close. But a few things to remember. Arkansas baseball is an elite program. DVH is a great coach. The team is consistently excellent and nationally respected. If the Hogs keep knocking on the door, it will eventually open. Like the Brooklyn Dodgers fans were fond of saying annually as they fell just short, wait till next year. Amen, brothers. Hog Ball will never yield. While you're waiting for next year, how about some delicious ice cream from Doublebee's? We have the flavors you love that will help lower your core temperature. And ice cream is a lot more fun than eating ice chips. Doublebee's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's.
HJ Trailer Sales has you covered, whether you need a trailer, truck bed, or expert repair. Our expert team is ready to help. HJ Trailer Sales is your one-stop shop for it all. If you want a one-stop shop for all your marketing needs, you need 1037 The Buzz. We receive several phone calls a week from people who say that they heard about us on The Buzz. I've worked with their experienced team for many years. Call Sabrina Woodall at 501-650-4971.
If you have an orthopedic problem, you need to get to the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health and check out Ortho Now. It's a walk-in clinic for any kind of orthopedic problem, and it's for people of all ages. Whether you have a sports injury or joint pain, a sprained ankle or back pain, this is the place you go to get taken care of, and it's a walk-in clinic, so there's no appointment necessary. Ortho Now is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturday from 8 a.m. until noon, and conveniently located at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, right off I-630. So conveniently located right in the middle of the capital city. So don't wait in pain. Walk in today. For more information, you can call 501-686-TOSH. That's 501-686-8674. But again, you do not need an appointment. You don't have to call ahead. Just show up and get taken care of. Patients will receive on-site x-rays and immediate access to fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons, ensuring you the best possible care when it's needed most. Don't live with pain. Go see our friends at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health and take advantage of Ortho Now.
You're back in the zone with Justin Acree and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network. Champs and Chumps is brought to you by Washita Bar and Grill on Central Avenue in Hot Springs and BKC Home Builders. With indoor and outdoor seating, Washita Bar and Grill provides a family-friendly environment with mouth-watering food. BKC Home Builders is the premier home builder in Hot Springs, providing custom home build and remodels, both big and small. For more info, go to bkchomebuilders.com.
Welcome back in. As you heard it, big shout out to our friends over there at Washita Bar and Grill. Always fun hanging out with them. They got great food too. I'm telling you that. I think it's a brisket mac and cheese sandwich or grilled cheese sandwich. I don't know what it is. Fire! It is so good. Also, their pork grinds. They got some good ones. Dipping in some great sauce over there at Washita Bar and Grill.
Well, wait a minute. They got homemade pork rinds?
And they are.
Oh, those are great.
Why are you just now telling me about this?
And the thing that they serve them with, which will catch you off guard, it's like this beer cheese dip type infused thing, and it goes perfect with the pork rind.
Oh,
son, you might have just changed my life in the last 30 seconds. God bless you.
I got you covered.
Thank you,
Christian.
I guess we could give an honorary champ to Center, who is going to advance to the final most likely here. It'll be Center Alcaraz. Didn't they play in the French Open final as well?
Yes, Alcaraz is going to beat him again and win 3 straight at Wimbledon.
He's that much better than. Wow.
And he's in his head, man.
Yeah. He's got
setting him in his mind, coach.
Living rent free.
Big league.
Champ, I'm going to give one to the OKC core players. They all got paid this week.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
SGA got 4 years, $285 million. Chet got 5 years, which could be up to $250 million. J-Dub got 5 years, and that could be up to $287 million.
Yeah, when I saw that, I'm like, he can't make more than SGA, and I'm like, well, he's got one more year on it.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Hello, second apron, though.
Eventually,
doubt.
it will come for us.
Yes,
It will.
But it'll be a
Exactly.
few years down the line.
Always does.
It's on the way.
Hey, you got your chip?
Yeah, and
So
we
don't
got
worry about
we
it.
got about 3 more years before it hits us. I think.
Nice.
Before the extensions kick in. Also, the second apron isn't a huge deal. It's when you get into the repeater tax, and then you have to pay a ton of money. You got to shed money before you get into the repeater tax.
They have rigged the rules of the game financially in the NBA.
Yeah, so you can't have a dynasty
They really
anymore.
have.
You can't have a dynasty anymore, and I don't know whether I like that or not.
I hate it.
I just sort
I
of
love
like
dynasties. As long
It
as
was
I'm the dynasty.
It was supposed to kill teams like the Warriors who went out and signed Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
But really, it's killing teams from keeping their homegrown talent together.
Exactly.
Thank
That's one of
you.
the problems.
Well said.
And we'll see what happens when the next CBA comes up. My chump is going to be to Najee Harris. Although this will not stop him from playing this year, he suffered an injury with fireworks this past weekend. He had accident took place in the early hours of July 5th in California Bay Area. Of course, he's with the Chargers now. It exploded and got some superficial eye injury. So he's got some eye problem going on, although he will play this year. But I would think, if I had that much money, I'm probably not shooting it off myself.
Do the words Jason Pierre-Paul mean nothing
Exactly.
to you?
Also, in this story, they mentioned Jason Pierre-Paul, who lost 2.5 fingers. I didn't realize former Buccaneers cornerback C.J. Wilson suffered a similar injury on that same Independence Day that same year. He lost 2 fingers. There were 2 NFL players who lost digits that same day.
Down
Unbelievable.
4.5 fingers.
Yeah, didn't even
Well,
realize
it's like
that.
the Mother Teresa died on the same
feel
day
like-
that Princess Diana died.
Yeah, he was lucky
Yeah.
JPP had
Yeah,
the
He's
same
like,
took
day.
all
Yeah.
the attention
Yeah,
away.
exactly.
Right.
Of course, JPP was a much better player. That's what we talk about.
True.
You down with JPP? Yeah, you know me.
Yes.
I just wonder, it's like, shouldn't there be some kind of stipulation in these NFL contracts?
Yes.
It's like, hey, you can't shoot off fireworks.
No fireworks.
Yeah, I mean, they can keep them from playing basketball.
Well, they
you
didn't
know.
let them skydive back in the day. They didn't let them ride motorcycles back in the day. Did you have anything like that in
I want to
yours?
say there was something about a motorcycle.
Yeah.
They're well,
Yeah, they
Jason
don't let
Williams.
people-
Yeah.
Jason
That
Williams
rings a
would have been
bell.
a Hall of Fame NBAer, if not for that stupid motorcycle. You hate that.
Wasn't there another athlete that got into a motorcycle accident not too long ago? Am I making that up?
I think the rumor was that Markel Fultz got in and messed his shoulder up.
I'm still not
I don't
over
know if it's
Steve
true, though.
Prefontaine dying in the car wreck back in the 70s. So
Motorcycles have ended some careers.
you better believe they have.
There was a player for the Lakers. I want to say it was Radmanovich or Vucevic. They had a stipulation in their contract that said they couldn't ski. They liked to ski,
Yeah.
but you couldn't do it because you could get injured doing it. And they did it,
Yeah.
and they got injured doing it. But Phil Jackson allowed them to keep getting paid.
Well, that was nice of him.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Is it true that scene in that movie where
Prefontaine.
Prefontaine, he cut his foot on that air conditioner
It
and
is.
still ran that race?
Ran
the
with his,
Jared
with
Leto
his
movie?
foot soaking through the sock with blood. Yes.
Still won.
Yes.
Let's go.
Is that the Jared Leto movie?
Both of
That's,
those were good. There
was
was
that
two
Jared
different.
Leto?
There were 2 different ones. Leto
that's right.
played
They
him
came
in
out
one,
together. They came
and
out about
Crudup
the same
played
time.
him in the other.
Crudup, right.
And
I don't
like
think I
both
ever saw
of
the
them.
Crudup one.
It was, you should. It's good.
I saw the Leto one.
Great athlete.
Jockstrap goes to Granny.
Chump.
Goes to Granny racing her grandson
Oh my God.
on the interstate on the way back from buying him a car, even though he was 16 years old and he had a suspended license. What are we doing, Granny? Going up to speeds to 150 miles per an hour. Granny was hitting 120, and then they were bragging about gapping along the way. Now, obviously, people say, oh, they're just having some fun. No, 2 sisters lost their life in this, and so nothing funny at all. Also, a game ball. I read this story on our Champ goes to a story I read this morning. Brett Nolan from Russellville, Arkansas, was a bid on a storage unit, an auction.
Okay.
Somebody didn't pay their stuff.
Yeah.
Bid on
Storage
a storage
wars.
unit, and he found a flag in there that was folded up in honor for a military serviceman.
Okay.
And Bart happens to be an Army veteran himself. He says, this doesn't sit right with me. I got to figure out where this belongs. And then he ended up tracking down the whereabouts and got this flag back to the family of a fallen soldier all the way in New Iberia, Louisiana, and he delivered it on the 4th of July.
Wow.
So I thought that was pretty special. Bart Nolan from Russellville, Arkansas.
Good story.
Good story.
Fellas, good?
We're good. This is horrible to watch. It's 2 points away from a merciful ending, but for those of you rooting for Djokovic, there's no joy in Mudville or in Wimbledon today because Sinner's about to close him out. Youth triumphs over age, as it always does.
Is this it? Is the gap that big in tennis with the greats? Because, you know.
Yes, it is.
I mean, because for Djokovic to be there.
For about 10 years, almost nobody won a major except those three guys.
Yeah, exactly.
And Murray stole a couple. But I mean, 3 dudes were winning everything.
Wow.
Everything. And it's going to be like this now with 2 dudes.
All right, y'all. Nice groove right here. Who sings this?
Shaka Khan.
That's right.
Shaka Khan.
All right, y'all.
Khan.
We're getting close to wrapping up this Friday edition of The Zone. Do we have a rewind? Or
We do not.
We do not. We're just going to chop it up. So if you have one last thing to say, now's the time to get it in. We'll also look at your answers to our question of the day. Philip, I don't even know if you – did you answer
We
it?
didn't pose it yet.
Oh, you didn't pose it? I didn't answer.
You can think about it in the break.
It's National,
French Fry
National
Day.
French Fry Day.
Oh, I
Best
can
French
talk
fries.
about French fries.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I want to know if I said, hey, Philip, go get me the best French fry in town. What would you come back with? But tell us after this break. See you in a little bit.
You know what? There's no reason to be that excited unless you're coming to Robert Irwin Jewelers to buy your diamond engagement ring. During the summer of 1,000 engagements, we're giving away 1,000 carats of diamonds. With every purchase of $999 or more, you're going to get free diamond jewelry at Robert Irwin Jewelers.
Like what?
Diamond stud earrings.
1,000 engagements.
1,000 carats of diamonds.
One crazy summer.
5 locations or online at rijewelers.com. Robert Irwin Jewelers.
March is gone. The brackets are done. Feels like we need some excitement.
Are you kidding? Do you realize how much is going on? Basketball, hockey, baseball, golf. It's like 8 seasons in one. It's the season of action.
And we can bet on all those with the Oaklawn Sports app.
That's the spirit. Now let's go lock in some bets.
Receive a 10% profit boost on qualifying 3-leg parlays. Bet all summer long. Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins.
Join the millions of people who are celebrating going hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. Footwear you just step into and they're on.
It's crazy how something as simple as a pair of shoes have made my life better.
After trying Skechers Slip-ins, I want all my shoes to have this technology.
See what everybody can't stop talking about. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
50 years of the open road. The motorcycle that launched a feeling is back. Honda of Russellville is celebrating with the 2025 50th anniversary Honda Goldwing, a legend reborn for the next generation of riders, because it's always been about the journey, not just the destination. Ride into the future with a Goldwing or Goldwing Trike in stock now at Honda of Russellville. Find us on Facebook or visit hondaofrussellville.com.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Wes Moore. Coming up Friday on Out of Bounds, we'll get you set for the weekend. Steve Sullivan will be in the studio. We'll hang out with him, talk about the Major League Baseball draft and a whole lot of other things, NBA Summer League. Also coming up, we got Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen and Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com. We'll get some picks for the weekend from him. All that and a whole lot more coming up Friday on Out of Bounds.
It's Justin Acree for Gwatney Chevrolet. My friends in Jacksonville are standing by and ready to serve you. Same thing they've been doing since 1957. If you were looking for a car dealership that will take great care of you, give you great deals, handle your trade-in, and give you a great dollar amount for that, there's one place to go. Head north from the capital city, get off at the James Street exit, and you are in business with my friends at Gwatney Chevrolet. This will be a business deal indeed, but they will treat you like family. That's why they've been such a great dealership for so long, and that's why people come back again and again. You can call them at 501-982-2102. You can see their inventory, all of it, online at GwatneyChevrolet.com. So if you want to peruse what they have to offer before you head out there to make the buying process a little more efficient, by golly, do it. But you're going to have a great experience. You're going to want to hang out there all day because you're going to get great service during the sale and after the sale. It's a family-friendly, helpful, no-pressure environment. They want you to come in, feel great about the experience, and drive off with a great car and a great experience. Gwatney Chevrolet is the dealership you want to do business with again and again. So head to Jacksonville and see our friends out on TPY Drive. Gwatney Chevrolet, driving trust every mile.
Welcome back to The Zone with Justin Acree and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network.
Magic spells will be doing for us, and I'm giving all my love to this world, only to be told I can't see, I can't breathe, no, my will be, and nothing's gonna change the way we live, cause we can always take but never give, and now the things are changing for the worse. See, whoa, it's a crazy world we're living in, and I just can't see that half of us immersed in sin.
And we are back. About to wrap up this Friday edition of The Zone. It's been a fun week. You know, we got Philip Martin, Pigskin in here. We got the Wizard, Freaky Joe will join us here in just a second. I'm in the business of killing Nazis. What a scene right there.
Nazis here.
Yeah, Wes in here as
That's
well.
A good bread
business is booming.
Right.
You know, people always talk about the dog days of whatever we are right now.
Yeah.
I think we got plenty to talk about. You know, it's been fun.
It's fun.
Right?
We talk about a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
Now, Wes, same case for you. I know you like sports. This
Yeah.
is a rough time for sports, right?
Yeah, it has been. You know, last week I was on vacation, and we hardly even turned on the TV to watch. Well, we didn't watch hardly any sports. I guess one day Wimbledon was on, but that was it. I mean, it was on TV Land or something. I mean, it was reruns of Everybody Loves Raymond on at the house. We just weren't watching any TV. It was just on. And but there's just not a lot of sports right now.
It's more so looking forward to what's coming up next, unless you're into tennis right now. You got Josh Berryman over there at Fox 16. I apologize. I saw that he has the new Hootens edition on his desk, and I took it.
Uh-oh.
It's on my desk now. So if he's looking for it, it's on my desk. But then I got in a rush. I didn't have time to go walk it back to his. Any surprises on there?
I've not looked at the Hootens.
Okay.
Because it came out while I was on vacation in Destin.
Gotcha.
I got the Phil Steele magazine down there at the Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
I read that thing from front cover to back cover while I was on the beach.
I mean, I remember in high school, Hootens was like the gospel in football.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't wait to get your hands on it. It was like the biggest thing. It was so important. I'm trying to think. It's still the same thing. They got new ownership, though, right?
Yes, and this year's book is the biggest it's ever been.
I noticed it was a little thick.
Yes, it is. We had Thomas Thrash. He came in the studio before I went on vacation. He was talking about it. It is. It's their largest book ever, and they've done a lot of stuff over the last 3-4 years since he's taken over. But they got them in, and they're going out all across the state right now.
Who's the best team in the state?
You got to go with Bryant. I mean, they're the defending champs, and then they're
Who's
we had
close?
Quad Sanders on the show a couple days ago, and they got another good team. Conway's close. You got Northwest Arkansas. You're going to have Bentonville's going to be good again. Fayetteville's good. They had the move-in quarterback from Texarkana that's being recruited.
Yeah.
Rogers is a team to watch up there. They were very young last year, mainly juniors.
Yep.
They gave Conway a heck of a game in the quarterfinals, quarterfinals, and they've got everybody back, so they're going to be good in Northwest
They have
Arkansas.
the top 50 recruits in the state listed. Kane Archer, quarterback for Greenwood, I think they have him at 4.
4.
The defensive lineman from Little Rock Central, they got us the number 1 recruit in the state.
Oh, wow. And he just committed to Miami, I think it was.
They got another offensive lineman who was at PA, now at Bauxite.
Yeah, he's
top player in the state.
Yeah, that's a good one. And
you said he's going where?
He's going out of state. He's not
What are we doing? I just named our top players in the state.
Some of these are choices by the kids, and some of those are choices by Arkansas. Like Kane Archer's an Arkansas choice. Bobby Petrino went out and got his own quarterback, and they kind of, softened the recruiting trail on Kane Archer. So,
and the other 2,
one of them is just committed to the linebacker from Parkview that transferred to Bryant.
Yep.
Corey Smith is going to Oklahoma, I think it is.
I think so. Yep.
Look, here, the simple fact is the teams outside the state are paying more than Arkansas. And I've been told firsthand by coaches some of these numbers, and I get it. Like, for example, there was somebody a couple years ago that left and did not go to Arkansas, and he's getting $300,000 at a school. And I'm like, he's third team on that team, and they don't care.
What a deal!
Yeah, and so
boy, I could do that.
I don't blame them.
You got to. And now I wonder how much is Arkansas paying these kids from out of state to come to Arkansas, and it's just value. It's about value. How much do you value a kid? And sometimes schools outside the state of Arkansas value this kid more than Arkansas does, and they get him. And sometimes they just can't afford him.
Yeah,
Let me put it that way. Arkansas does want the kid, but they just can't match that.
We asked Turnage this, is this ruining kids' potential to get real big money later? You go not play for $300,000. That sounds awesome. But if you go somewhere and get tape and you develop and you become a better player, you give yourself a better shot for the NFL to make some serious money.
Yeah, right. Do you settle for the $200,000, $300,000 you're making in college, or do you keep working so you can make the millions in the NFL?
We don't know.
Yeah,
that was fun. All right, Wes, appreciate y'all. Christian, thank you.
Can I tell you what I have coming up?
Yes, you can.
I almost forgot. What do you got coming up? You sure can.
The reason I'm here.
I got locked in. I'm sorry.
Speaking of, high school and good recruits, Brad Bolding's going to join us from North Little Rock, the new coach at North Little Rock. He's on at 1:30. Steve Sullivan's coming in at 2 o'clock. Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen at 2:30. And Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com, has some picks for us at 3:06.
Okay. Is this Coach Bolden's first year back at North Little Rock? Okay.
Yes.
Did great at Parkview.
Yes.
Did any players go with him? Is that a thing in high school?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think they all – and he look, Bobby, his brother's still at Parkview, and he didn't want to raid.
Fair.
So.
All right. Thank you. Sorry about
that. You bet.
Yeah, make sure y'all stay tuned for Out of Bounds. It's up next. Good Friday, everybody.
Listen to Out of Bounds every day to hear about what's trending on social media and whether listeners agree